And we are live. Shalom, shalom. We got brother Z. We got Shalomar, brother Shalomar, and we just want to bring you a quick video. First off, all praises to Yahweh Akkad, who is King, who is our King, who is the one and the only Yahweh Akkad. And we just wanted to bring a video to you. There is no Jeeeeebbbbuuussssss in the Torah nowhere. And I don't know who the brother is, channel called Faithful to God, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to bring that bull into the Torah. And we're gonna show that it's not in there and actually what it is. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, I'm gonna pass it off to the next brother.
Shalom, brother Shalom. I want to say thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Today, if you tune in after this is over, all praises to Yahweh God, man, and all praises to the Most High, man. Keep the commandments. You know, we're about to get into this. Go ahead, Z.
Khan. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and sisters watching. First of all, I want to say Yahweh Akkad for allowing us to be here, you know, and to share this information. But man, I think I can speak for all the brothers here on the panel when I can say I've just been like I've been moved to to speak out, say something about some of the crap that I've seen over the days, and over last couple hours that I want to expound upon. If any of you brothers and sisters watch, you know, you may have seen some of the content that we'll be talking about today, but we're also going to be going over how some of these dudes are just, I don't know, somehow they keep trying to find a way to rope this idol back in with us. But we're going to do whatever we can to knock this damn thing out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to show you exactly why what we say is backed by information. It's not just coming out of our heart. Not like you will see through this video. This brother Z, Shalom. I'm going to give it up to the other brother.
Hey, Khan. Also, we're going to bring out Onias the third. You know what I'm saying? Who was prophesied in Daniel 9. We're going to bring that out too. But with that being said, I'm gonna get off to the first verse, which is Jeremiah 10. Let me pull it up real quick. Let me know if y'all can see it. Can I see it?
Khan, we can see it.
Okay, cool. Oh, I can't get this.
Oh.
Hold on.
The amount of foolishness and the different ideas and doctrines that we've heard over the last couple of days. Not just that, the utter disrespect that's been shown to some of our elders and some of our older brothers in the community. Brothers that done put in work, brothers that done did what they can to provide, you know what I'm saying, like information, like brothers who've come together, who try to set aside their differences to expound upon things that'll be for the greater learning for our people and not for no entertaining bullshit, not for no ridiculous just hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? To just the utter disrespect that's been shown to some of the brothers is maddening. You know what I mean? And as well as like some of the just some of the lack of response to information. That's just wild. We got to start getting people to respond to questions. You know what I'm saying? But Slack, anyone cut the brother off.
Oh no, you good, brother. No, I'm gonna start from verse 6. I'm going down, start at 10. It says, there is none. Right here it says, there is none like unto thee. Yahweh, you are great, and your name is great in might. Right? There is none like unto Yahweh. Who would not fear you, O King of the nations? For kingship befits you. For among all the wise men of the nations and in all their kingdoms, it is known that there is none like you. So even all the kings of the nations, they know there is none like Yahweh. But they are gathered together, brutish and foolish. The vanities by which they are instructed are but a stock or wood or the idols of wood and stone, the God of our oppressors, right? I'm gonna go down to 10. That's what I really wanted. Says, but Yahweh, God is true. He is the living God and the eternal King. From his anger, the earth quakes. The nations cannot bear his wrath. Right? Okay. Let's start off slow. Right? It says, Wa Yahweh, Elahayam, Emath, which is and Yahweh, God, truth, also means faith, truth. The Torah is truth. Says Haweh, Elahayam, Chayayam, Wa Malek, which means he is God, living and king. Malak also means counsel. Awalam, forever, everlasting, king. Malak, Awalam. Makwazafa, Makwazafa, Dot Ra'ash, Ha'erat, which means like with his anger or his wrath. Dot Rasha, Dot Ra'ash, which is like it quakes or trembles. Ha'erat, the earth. Wa le yakala gawayam za'amah, which means and not. They endure. They can't endure. Gawayam za'amah, the nations, the heathen nations, za'amah, his wrath, his anger. Well, I'm gonna go back to this. Again. Wa Yahweh, Elahayam, Emath, Yahweh, God, truth, true. Haweh, Elahayam, Kayayam, Wa Malak, he is God, living and king, forever, everlasting. And with that, I yield. I'm gonna pass it off to the next brother.
Man, what a beautiful verse, brother. I just want to say that man, Khan. I mean, man, hallelujah.
God, Yahweh, God.
I wanted to also bring up a point. It seems like a lot of people don't believe that we're Israelites. A lot of people, well, I guess they believe Jews are Israelites. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I guess there's more evidence to support that. But from our point of the spectrum, we've studied and we've come across enough information and enough evidence to provide here for you today so that you can see for yourself. We're going to prove it in the scriptures as well in other sources. You know what I'm saying? And that's something else I wanted to hit on, because these dudes is going crazy with this stuff. They're going real crazy with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the sheer discourse this between the brothers who are amongst Yasharal, the sheer discourse between the brothers, it's like that's maddening. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the problems. That's one of the problems for us following this, us being so separated. There's 12 tribes of Yasharal. There's no possible way we can all be the exact same. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Not all Canaanites are the same. Not all Edomites are the same. Not all Ammonites are the same. You know what I mean? Not all Moabites are the same. Not all Ishmaelites are the same. You know what I mean? It just don't make sense. Like, come on now. So let's be more realistic and let's stop trying to destroy each other for faults that we can find. But let's try to understand what is happening to us and how we can better our lives and how we can further our information for our children, for our first future generations. We cannot fight over petty, stupid shit amongst our people. We gotta stop doing that. And we gotta stop hating people who want to help Yasharal, even though they're not amongst the nation. We gotta stop hating people who want to serve Yahweh. That's not your choice. That's not your choice. That's their choice. That's their choice. Why shouldn't man amongst all people? Why shouldn't man want to revere and honor God? Why shouldn't man want to honor Yahweh in general? It is Yasharal's duty, but it is man's right. He made the covenant with Noah, then with Abraham. You know what I mean? So let's be serious about that. We got to stop hating everybody and hating everything. We got to open our eyes. We got to stop swinging blindly and open our eyes. You know what I'm saying? So that brother got that with the first with that verse. Here, shoot. I'm gonna just read it here. I'm gonna start off with this Dead Sea Scrolls, right? And this is gonna be on the point that about that whole Jeebus thing. And I guess this will kick off some of the information about Onias the Third, right? So I'm gonna start here. This is the Dead Sea Scrolls in English, revised. Now I'm gonna turn on the camera so you can see how you switch it around. How you switch the camera around? Damn it. I wonder how you do it.
You on your phone, right?
Yeah. Can you see it?
You should be able to. But yeah, we can see
Can you
it.
see it though?
Come on. I get
This is the Dead Sea Scrolls in English. Right?
Yo, Salak, hit
Right.
that button that say cam/mic, and it should pop up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's how you do it. I made it bigger.
Okay. Let me see. Yeah. Con. It says the Dead Sea Scrolls in English, right? Right. Right. So this is where it says right here. It says 40 years. This is a preface to it, just explaining a little bit about it. And this is going to provide a little bit of information on its validity. 40 years have elapsed since the spring of 1947, when in a well-night, an inaccessible cave lost to the shore of the Dead Sea, Bedouin shepherd boy accidentally discovered a very ancient Hebrew and Aramaic manuscript, right? So he discovered this manuscript near this previously inaccessible cave near the Dead Sea, right? It says the year has proved to mark a turn of eras. That year proved to mark an era, the dividing line between the pre-Qumran and the post-Qumran age in the field of biblical and Jewish studies, and even in the New Testament research, right? Look at people how it says in the field of biblical and Jewish studies, and even the New Testament. So that's already providing a little information, like sleight of hand on the New Testament, but primarily what they say biblical and Jewish studies, right? Not like we holding on that. It says no one concerned with these disciplines can now traverse safely the paths of the intertestamental world without being well acquainted with the Dead Sea Scrolls, right? Right? Can either one of you brothers explain to the people what that means, really?
Wait,
It's like,
say one more time.
I'm gonna read it one more time. It says, no one concerned with these disciplines can now traverse safely the paths of the intertestamental world without being well acquainted with the Dead Sea Scrolls. Pretty much, it's like anyone who associates themselves with the Bible or with Jewish studies or with even the New Testament, right? They cannot traverse, right, the paths of intertestamental intertestamental world without being well acquainted with the Dead Sea Scrolls. That means that nobody who is acquainted with these things, who pretty much like uh who pretty much like what's the word I'm looking for? Who esteem themselves to be scholars or like researchers. They can't be well researched and well traversed without having read or having at least interpreted the Dead Sea Scrolls in some way. So basically, what they're saying is, in order for you to get some more background information, it's impeccable that what I'm saying, that that you read the Dead Sea Scrolls and you indulge in that, because that gives you a broader understanding of modern time, or just the years back then. A lot of the things that set up where we're at now. So basically, it says here, it says with this is going to be the intertestamental Jewish, and that's just what it says right there. And I'm gonna start from this bottom part, just so I ain't in a long sermon. I'm gonna finish up at this top part here. And what it says is, with the conquest of the Holy Land by the Seleucians or the Syrian Greeks in 200 BCE, what I'm saying? We can't necessarily be too concrete about times like that, but that's what it says. The first signs appear of the Jews succumbing to a foreign cultural influence, right? So that was the time where Jews were first starting to, when people in the world were first starting to see the Jews were, succumbing to a cultural influence from outside sources, which ain't necessarily too true, because all throughout our time we were falling off and going off. But in the recorded history from their documents, it says, in the apocryphal book of the Ecclesiastes, dated to the beginning of the 2nd century BCE, its author, Jesus ben Sira, a sage from Jerusalem, rages against the ungodly men who have forsaken the law of the Most High God, right? So pretty much it's like this is a man during that time in Jerusalem who was quote unquote, or I say quote unquote, but who was trying to lead a righteous life and practice the law, which is like what they like to refer to as the Old Testament, or the Torah. Is the truth. The law, and it's not, that's not what it's called, but it's the Torah. You know what I'm saying? It's the teaching. Statutes, ordinances, and teachings. It says, but the real trouble started when Antiochus V, right, Epiphanes, officially promoted a Hellenizing propaganda in Judea that was embraced with eagerness by the Jewish elite. The leader of the modest faction was the brother of the high priest Onias III, known as Jesus. The brother of the high priest Onias III, known as Jesus. The brother of the high priest Onias III, known as Jesus, amongst his compatriots. He adopted the Greek name of Jason and set about to transform Jerusalem into a Hellenistic city, building a gymnasium there and persuading the Jewish youth to participate in athletic games, as 2nd Maccabees describes the situation. Right? That's what the Dead Sea Scrolls says. Crazy, right? I got here, and I got a book here called The History of Ancient Israel, right, by some man named Michael Grant, right? I wanted to get this verse out, not a verse, but this introduction page out, right? It's called the History of Ancient Israel. Wait a minute. Ancient Israel. Hold on. Wait a minute. The History of Ancient Israel. Wait a minute. Wait. The History of Ancient Israel? Huh? The Steven from Django's ain't gonna believe this. What? Huh? Okay. It says, what does it say? Right? It says, part of the tale is told by excavations, which reveal many aspects of the material culture and everyday life of those times. But by far the most significant evidence is provided by the Hebrew Bible, or the Old Testament of the Christians. This unparalleled compilation. Hold on, wait. Not the New Testament, by the Hebrew Bible and the Old Testament of the Christians. Wait, not the New Testament. Wait, by the Hebrew Bible and the Old Testament of the Christians. Period. Wait. Not the New Testament? Not the New Testament? It says provided by the Hebrew Bible, the Old Testament of the Christians. I don't see no New Testament there. It says this unparalleled compilation, which has inspired the literature and art and ethics of half the world, includes a great deal of historical writing, almost the first that the world had ever seen. But the purpose of the men who comprised the Bible were not just to write a history. Their aim was to depict the glory of Yahweh. They write it in here as like, their way of saying it, or like a false way of saying it. There's no their way of saying it. It's pronounced how it's written, and it's written how it is. So, they perverse it, and it says, and to display his unceasing intervention in human affairs. The aim is of primary historical as well as religious importance, because it's guided the course of which history took. This is to say, the ancient Israelites or Hebrews or Jews accepted the validity of their divine assessment of their destiny and were conscious of it wherever they were to perform. Whatever actions they performed. So their whole story adopted a shape it would not otherwise have possessed. Right? So, Salat, I don't want to take up all the time, but there's another point I want to get to in here, but I'm gonna pause there. But pretty much, I'm giving for information that shows the validity of the Torah, not the New Testament. I'm exclusively excluding it, and so are these books that I'm getting this out of. This ain't my own opinion. I'm getting this from this is for all these guys. It's like, where's your information? Go call Michael Grant and go call the people who found the Dead Sea Scrolls and tell them they're wrong. Tell them they're idiots. And try to debate them on their findings. Because you don't believe me, because I'm a guy reading it, I guess. Right? And then we're going to go into the Torah and show you even more in the scriptures of how we or who we are, and how the Torah is valid in its truth beyond all information and beyond all sources of writing out there. It was not written with human hands. Like, that's like a metaphor. But just, I don't mean that literally, but it's not a metaphor. But just understand what I'm saying. Salah.
Con.
I know the brother Shalimar wanted to.
Oh, go ahead.
My bad, brother Shalimar. I thought brother Shalimar had a point.
He might have stepped away for a minute real quick. But
is it just on me right now? The picture?
Yeah, hold on, let me go back. Wait. There we go.
Yo, Shalom, I'm back.
Okay.
Salah, brother.
If you had any points, Shalimar, if you want to bring something out.
Oh yeah, real quick. Let's read Psalms 89, verse 52. Says that your enemies have taunted, O Yahweh, that they have taunted the footsteps of your Messiah. Read up. You go to verse 50. A little context, right? Because it's talking about David. Because this is, I think it's Asaph. Let me see. No, Korah. A song by the sons of Korah. So this is the sons of Korah, right? Who wrote this Psalms in chapter 89, right? And it says, verse 50, where are your former acts of kindness, O Adonai? Those you pledged to David in your faithfulness. Remember, O Adonai, the taunt of your servant, born in my bosom from the entire multitude of nations, that your enemies have taunted, O Yahweh, that they have taunted the footsteps of your Messiah. So right there, the sons of the Quran as acknowledging that David is the Most High's Messiah. And if you go even further up in Psalms, before you get to 50, uh, verse 18, 19, excuse me. I'm going to start at 18. For you are the splendor of their power, and through your favor our pride will be exalted. For to Yahweh belongs our shield, and to the Holy One of Israel our King. Then you spoke in a vision to your devout prophets and said, I have placed my assistance upon the mighty one. I have exalted the one chosen from among the people. I have found David, my servant. With my holy oil I have anointed him. With whom my hand shall be established to assist him. My arm also shall strengthen him. The enemy shall not exact from him, nor shall the iniquitous person afflict him. And I will smash his tormentors from before him, and smite those who hate him. And my faithfulness and my kindness will be with him, and through my name his power shall be exalted. And I will set his hand upon the sea, and his right hand upon the rivers. He will call to me, You are my Father, my God, and the rock of my salvation. I too will make him a firstborn, supreme over the earth's kings. Forever shall I preserve my kindness for him, and my covenant shall remain true to him. And I shall establish his seed eternally, and his throne like the days of the heavens. So I read that because, excuse me, it's a prophecy about David and him being Yahweh's chosen, him being the king. Once everything is reestablished, he's going to be king of all the people. So I don't see where Jesus fits in here, because if you read on, it says, if your son, I'm going to read it, verse 30, 31. If his sons shall forsake my Torah and not walk in my judgments, if they shall profane my statutes and not observe my commandments, then I will punish their transgressions with the rod and their iniquity with plagues. But I shall not utterly remove my kindness from him, talking about David, and I will not be false to my faithfulness. I shall not profane my covenant, and I shall not alter the utterance of my lips. One thing have I sworn by my holiness, that I would not be deceitful to David. His seed will endure forever, and his throne shall be like the sun before me. So his seed endured forever, because obviously a lot of people of Judah are still here today. So his seed endured. 2, the throne of David, as we know, it says in verse 31, if his sons forsake my Torah, what will happen to them? They're going to be, the sons will be banished, and the throne automatically will be back to David. So the throne is in, like, I would call it a holding place. It's not what it is, but I would just call it that, because it's being occupied. You know what I'm saying? Not the throne, but our place where the throne will be is being occupied by people that are not of this book, of this scriptures. So it still goes back to David. When David comes back, the throne will be established, and you see what I'm saying? Everything will be back in order. So I just wanted to point out that David is the Most High Messiah, that he's going to put that into motion once we get, everything back and become righteous again.
Khan. And also anointed, or Messiah, which is Mashayak, which is like with contemplation or meditation or prayer or devotion to the Torah. Right? With this, I wanted to get to this real quick. I'm gonna share something. Give me 1 second, bear with me. There you go.
I want to say Khan as well, but to Brother Shalom, I understand exactly what he's saying. It's
Khan.
like if David is already in that spot, when was he removed, and where the scriptures where it says he's replacing David?
Exactly. Like, where does it say Christ is going to replace him or anybody's going to replace him? It doesn't. It talks about, and I think it's Obadiah 1, it talks about other saviors or Shayaks will come, you know, but those are not the ones that are considered the throne. They're the ones that I believe that they're the ones, you know, like the Qumran community that here to be brought back into remembrance to teach the word so that which is why we have what we have today. I mean, again, Brother Z read that the book was found in 47. That's closer to us than it was to them. Like, like that is like to me a prophecy. His word being hidden and sealed, and it's being found. That's like Daniel being one of the prophecies of Daniel being fulfilled right there.
Hey, nah, facts. And also in Daniel 9, it says the anointed one will be cut off, which is Mashayak, who was Onias the third.
You see,
Hold on, I'm gonna get to that.
Con, I got some information on that too. We can get it popping.
Facts. Right. This in the so-called New Testament when there's only one testimony, which is the 10 Commandments, the Torah. Right. But this is in the so-called New Testament. This is Mark. This is Mark 12. Wait. This is Mark 12.
29, no 28.
28.
Yeah.
It says one of the teachers of the law came and heard them debating, noticing it's Yahushua. He only taught the Torah, had given them a good answer. He asked him, of all the commandments, which is the most important? The most important one, Yahushua, is this. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our God. Yahweh is one. Love Yahweh your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. Right? And then the second one is this: love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. Right? Hold on, bear with me. Right? He said, you are right. Saying, God is one, and there is no other but him. To love him with all your heart, with all your understanding, and with all your strength. To love your neighbor as yourself is more important than all burnt offerings and sacrifices. Right? Yahushua saw that he had answered them wisely. He said to him, you are not far from the kingdom of God. Okay. Like
wow.
the Torah, you know what I'm saying? The instruction, teachings. Heaven is your mind. The kingdom, Malak, also means counsel. The counsel of Yahweh. The Torah. Right? Now, I'm gonna go to give me 1 second. I'm gonna go to Deuteronomy 6. Verse 4. Hear, O Yashael, Yahweh our God. Yahweh is one. Shama'ah Yashael, Yahweh Elohayinah, Yahweh Akkad. Hear, Israel, Yahweh our God. The nah on the end makes it our. Yahweh Akkad. Right? And you shall love Yahweh your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might or your diligence. Right? Verse 5. Let me break it down. It says, Wa ehbath. Like you, it's like you shall love, or you know what I'm saying, and love and Yahweh, which is like pointing to Yahweh. Elahayak, your God.
Con.
But
I got a verse to back that up too.
It says bakal with all lababak, your heart or your mind. What bakal and with all nafashak, your soul. What bakal ma'edak, which is your diligence or your vehemence. Yahweh Ka, Yahweh is one. There is none beside him. But I'm gonna pass it off to the next brother.
Knock, Khan, brother, definitely. And if you can help me with this next verse, because I got it translated, but you know what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it's all right. You know what I'm saying? I know it sounds weird, but like, you know what I'm saying, like just could you go to this chapter for me? This is going to be Exodus chapter 20.
Give me 1 second. Oh, it's the 10 Commandments.
Khan.
I got you.
And it's the first verse of chapter 20, and it said, Khan.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Oh, bro, let me get that real quick. My bad. Slot, bro.
No, you good. You good. I just don't want to be wrong, and if I am, I want to be corrected.
I got you. All right, I'm there, bro.
And it says, just like the brother was saying, the Most High said, that He's our God. You know what I'm saying? And these are the 10 Commandments. Then these are the 10 Commandments, and a lot of brothers say they keep them, but you can't if you got Jeebus in your heart, because this is the first commandment. And it says, Wa, and Ya, He, the bar, which is to speak. Elah Hayam, which is like God. You know what I mean? Or to invoke God. And then it says Eth, which is like with. And it says Kal, which is like whole. And it says Ha Darabayam, which is like sayings. And it's like, so it's like, and He, which is God, spoke all these sayings, or like these whole sayings, right? The next word is Ha Elah, La Emar. So like I kind of went ahead of myself, but it goes Wa Ya Debar, Elahayam, Ath, Gal, Ha Debarayam, Ha Elah, La Emar, which is like, you know, and God spoke all these things. And it's the next verse. It goes Anake, which is like I am, Yahweh, Alahayak, your God, Eshar, to direct, or to like to straighten, if I'm not mistaken. But to direct.
It also means who.
Who?
Yeah.
Who? Slot. Ha wat za etayak. Ha would za etayak, which is like to go forth. Ma erats, which is like the earth, or like ma is like from, with or of, or it's like the Most High sent us forth from earth. The next word, Ma Zarayam, Egypt, from the earth, who sends us forth from the earth and from Egypt. Next word, Ma Kayath, Badayam, which is like Ma Erat, earth, Ma Ayaram, Egypt. I'm sorry, Ma Zarayam, Egypt, Ma Kayath, house of idols, or a house or a dwelling, but house of idols. Badayam, or work or labor. So the Most High sent us forth from earthly Egypt and from the house of idols and a house of bondage. And He said that He's our God, Anake Yahweh, Alahayak, your God. And that's what He said to us. And that's what the brother Davion read as well. And it's in the language. We're not reading that in English. That's what it says in the language. That's what it says in Aramaic. And these dudes coming at us with all these weird language burial issues and problems, and they're not even reading the language. Dude talking about he was the word and he was with God. It says the wisdom was his first creation. I'm confused about these guys understanding and where they get this information from. Because it certainly cannot be the Torah. You know? It certainly can't be the Torah.
Con.
You know what I mean?
This word right here is baya.
Salat. Oh, you said Baya?
Yeah, con. It's a baya, which means like house. Also means temple,
Bayat.
or,
Oh, Salat.
or also means like within.
Ma Bayat. Salat.
Con.
I got it I got it parenthesized here in the language in my Tarawa, and I kind of covered the right side of it so I couldn't see if it was a ka or a ba, because
Con.
Bayat is the root word, so I wanted to parenthesize the root word, but I covered the right side on accident.
No, I feel you.
Bayat. Bayat means home or dwelling, so does a hall.
Con.
But the next these dudes are saying we're not Israel, right? And I'm Shalak, brother Shalom, did you have something to say? I'm Shalak. What's the brother there? Well, I'm gonna just bring out this information here. If you guys can see here on my screen, on my trusty dusty laptop here that just logged out on me.
Shalimar had dropped out.
Oh damn.
I'm back. Shalom. Go ahead, Z.
My computer literally, as soon as I was about to read what was on this, as soon as I was about to read, okay, hold on one second, it logged me out. Bro, I was about to go crazy. I was like, no, I can't. Okay, but yeah, see on my trusty dusty laptop here. This is a book called From Babylon to Timbuktu, right? And it says, these are all the people saying that we're not, and there's no information out there, credibility that we're Israelites. We've just given out a lot of information, and that's pertaining to, like, you know what I'm saying, other topics that we've heard that's just ridiculous. But when it comes to us being Yasharal, I wanted to get this information out. And it says, in the year of 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem in 70 AD. General I think that says Vespasian, and his son Vespasian, and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter during the period of the military governors of Palestine. Many outrageous and outrageous and atrocities were committed against the residents of the people. It's like blurry. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it had been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa. Now, with that being said, it says it's been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa. Does that say all Jews? Does that say all Israelites everywhere? No, it says over 1 million Jews fled into Africa. This is proof that we're Israelites, but this is also not proof that other people can't be as well. You know what I'm saying? I just want to point that out, because brothers like try to use any and everything to try to justify some of their stuff. And it says estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa. That's not all Jewish people. Fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves. Now that gives great information to us, and great validity to those of us who know we come from slaves here in America, right? But the scriptures give forth the most information about that, and it's just plain and simple. And I just want to read here. This is Deuteronomy. Oh man, I need my paperweight. Okay, Deuteronomy. This Deuteronomy chapter 28, Yeah, for all those dudes doing, oh, you running to Deuteronomy chapter 28, doing it, just listen to the words. You know what I mean? So these dudes don't want to listen. And it says, a nation unknown to you will devour the fruit of your ground and all your labor, and you'll be only cheated and downtrodden all your days. I'm gonna go down to verse 36. And it says, Yahweh will lead you in your king whom you set up over yourself to a nation you never knew, neither you nor your forefathers. And there you will work for the gods of others, of wood and of stone. You will be a source of astonishment and a parable, a conversation piece among all the peoples where Yahweh will lead you. Right? I'm gonna go down to verse 43. It says, the stranger who is among you will ascend above you higher and higher, while you will descend lower and lower. Verse 44. Verse 44. He will lend to you, but you will not lend to him. He will be a head, but you will be a tail. Right? All these curses will come upon you and pursue you and overtake you until you are destroyed, because you will not have hearkened to the voice of Yahweh your God to observe his commandments and his decrees that he commanded you. They will be a sign and a wonder in you and in your offspring forever, because you did not serve Yahweh your God amid gladness and goodness of heart, and with everything was abundant. Slap. When everything was abundant. So you will serve your enemies whom Yahweh will send to you in hunger and in thirst, in nakedness and without anything. And he will put an iron yoke on your neck until he destroys you. Yahweh will carry against you a nation from afar, from the ends of the earth, as an eagle will swoop, a nation whose language you will not understand. Right? And I think you brothers get the point. I'm gonna go to Deuteronomy chapter. This is the same chapter 28, verse 65. Among those nations you will not be tranquil. There will be no rest for the sole of your foot. There Yahweh will give you trembling heart and the longing of eyes and suffering of soul. Your life will hang in a balance, and you will be frightened night and day, and you will not be sure of your livelihood. In the morning you will say, who can give back last night? And in the evening you will say, who can give back this morning? For the fright of your heart that you will fear, and the sight of your eyes that you will see. A nation will return you to Egypt in ships, on a road which I told you you shall never see again. And there you will offer yourself as sale to your enemies as slaves and maid servants. But there will be no buyer. I'm gonna go back to the brothers got a short memory. I'm gonna go back to the post here on Timbuktu. Right, during that period from Pompey to Julius, it had been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave market was full of black slaves. So to any people out there who are so convinced they were Gentiles, or who are just so damn hugged up to this damn Greek idol, to this bullshit, if you can't, if you can disprove, you know, from Timbuktu, from Babylon to Timbuktu, go ahead, try it. If you can disprove the history of ancient Israel by Michael Grant, try it. If you want to disprove the Dead Sea Scrolls in English, you can go and try it. If you want to try to disprove the scriptures, go ahead and try it. Because you just become confounded and confuddled, because there's too many sources of information that support the truth. Lies crumble after a while. They just do. They will. They always will. And I just want to say Salah. And that's what I had to say.
Khan, brother. Fact. Shalimar, did you have any points? Any scriptures you wanted to bring up?
I just want to say, man, that's a good point. Some good, beautiful scriptures you brought out, man. Like,
Khan.
and the beautiful document as well. I had that book, you know, I lost it through moving and stuff like that. But yeah, that's Babylon Timbuktu is a pretty good book to have. Um, as far as finding out who we are, if you want to know who we are. I forgot that was in there.
No, I mean, like that's just for them dudes, like brother Shalimar, like the experience you had earlier today when you were on the other man's channel. Uh, honestly, if you can share with the panel some of the interesting things he said, you know what I'm saying, so we can just get a grip on exactly what he was talking about. Because a lot of things he was saying, it seems like he didn't believe that we were Israelites. It seems as though to me he was saying that we didn't have any actual information to back up our claims. It seems like to me he was saying that we only had hearsay, and
Right.
we only had just mouth the word. So I have several sources of information that prove Israel. So I'm just curious.
Yes. And see, I do it a different way. Y'all have your way of doing it, and I figure out through Psalms 83, I figure out who other nations are. And by process of elimination, that tells me who I am not, which leads me closer to who I am. Right? So what he was trying to imply when I said, I don't have evidence to prove that, he goes by DNA. So I'm not going to get into an argument about something I know nothing about. That's how he believes. That's what he upholds as proving you're this and you're that and you're that and you're this. Because he even went into a little spill about the DNA and the haplogroup E. If you're haplogroup E, you're not Israel and da 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 da. I don't know anything about DNA like that. So, I ain't gonna say like that, but I don't know that much about it. So, all I was saying is, which I didn't get the chance to say, but I was trying to imply that I don't know who I am by the way that you want me to prove it. But I know who I am by knowing who everyone else is, and knowing that tells me who I am not. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to get into the argument about who all these other people were because, where's the DNA this and where's the DNA that? And I don't know about DNA. So you're talking to the wrong guy about that. I have no problem admitting that. So that's one of the things. Another thing he talked about, hold up, do y'all want to comment on that before I talk about the triune thing?
I wanted to say Khan, to your statement about us knowing who we are based off process of elimination, also based off prophecy. I just read a lot of verses from Deuteronomy, and if you can tell me not one of those things happened to our people, you go through that list of things that I just read from Deuteronomy 28, and you tell me name one of those things that has not happened to our people in a great way. You know what I'm saying? In a very like, these things are not limited to Yasharal, but every one of these things has happened to us undoubtedly. You know what I mean? And it's like, if you had a top 10, top 5 contest, top 10 best dunkers in the NBA, if you had a top 10 contest of who could possibly be Yasharal in the world, we're top 2. You know what I mean? If you go off process of elimination, you know what I'm saying? So to think that it's a crazy thing for us not to, when there is documentation out here that we do where we are, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just crazy. It's like people expect you to be stupid and to just expect anything, just to take anything they say.
Yep, that's true. And that point you made out of Deuteronomy 28, that's in the scriptures about our name will be a byword, or will be called a byword. Excuse me, will be called a byword, and an astonishment. We're called black, bro. When we fill out job applications, we got to put in black. That's one. That byword describes everybody with melanin. So even in certain cultures, let's look at the Hispanic culture. They'll call somebody a black Mexican if they're darker than what they're used to seeing. So that word black is an adjective. You go to Indian culture, they'll do the same thing. I don't know their word for it, but they'll call them a black or a dark Indian or whatever. If you go to Yemenites, they'll do the same thing. They'll call them another dark term for dark or black skinned people. So black is an adjective, man. It's not a people. Just because your oppressor, quote unquote, made it a people by giving it to you, by putting that title onto you, just like he put that title Jew on you, which we're not Jews, because the word is Yawadah, right? Correct me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but that's what we are. So,
brother, if I can give an analogy real quick,
go ahead.
It's like, could you imagine? Nigga, you Kunta Kinte. Toby. Nigga, you Kunta Kinte. Nah, I'm Toby. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's It looks like when we talk about information like this, it looks like we're the ones with the whip and stuff like that. No, we're not. We're not beating you over the head with anything. We're talking information. The fact that you don't want to hear it makes you feel a certain way. That's a you problem. That's you closing your mind to learning more information and bettering and getting closer to finding out who you are as a person. I mean, again, I brought up the example about Psalms 83. You know what I'm saying, about how how our name would be forgotten for a long time, because forever means a period of time. Doesn't literally mean to the end of time. It means for a period of time. So that scripture in Psalms 83 I was referencing, when it talks about cutting them off and being a nation and their name be remembered no more. I mean, that's, you can't tell me that's not the so-called African Americans in America, because that's another byword. How are you from two continents at the same time? That doesn't make any sense. You're native. You're blood native to one. You know what I'm saying? They don't confuse stuff so much that they make it to where you can have a piece of paper that say you from 2-3 different places at once. You can be a Chinese Black American now. All right, you see what I'm saying? Like, what sense does that make? That's foolishness. This is why the Torah keeps it simple. Go by your father's lineage. But
Facts.
It becomes a problem or a lot harder for us to find out who we are when we have these curses put upon us. And again, Deuteronomy 28 is another way that I know how I know who I am, because I know what I'm going through, personal experience, and then I look at people around me's experience, and so on and so forth. And then I talk to other brothers around the world. This is one of the beauties of this internet. You're able to talk to other brothers around the world and get an even broader point of view without actually being there. So the Most High, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, like he said in the scriptures, with these curses, like we're a byword. Many other people are not bywords. You know what I'm saying? Like with the whole Mexican thing, like a lot of them weren't called Mexican. Like, I'm just being fair about it. They weren't called Mexican, Latino, Puerto Rican, Caribbean, and all these other names. They had their own tribes. So I just want to say that. And then if y'all want to say something, I'm gonna get to that next point he made about that triune stuff.
I just wanted to say, and it's like if you read the Torah and it resonates with you, you know what I'm saying, and you seeking improvement and you stand up for Yahweh and his Torah and his truth, you know what I'm saying, that's another way that you can tell you an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Even studying the language, you know what I'm saying, finding out Yahweh's name. Yahweh's calling on Yahweh, standing up for Yahweh Akkad, who is the true living God, the one true living God. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if it's in your mind, your heart, and your soul, you know what I'm saying? If you live it and apply it, you know what I'm saying? Even if you speak it, even if you teach it, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm saying, like, teach it correctly, because some dudes be teaching falsehood and trying to put idols next to the Most High name, which you would get killed for that. Straight up.
Facts. A quick point, might I add. This is another thing. This is what I mentioned earlier, off before we went live. Like, we got 5 senses for a reason. Everything is about he looked like an Israelite or he don't look like an Israelite, because what if he feel like one? He might be one. What if he feel like keeping the Torah? What if the Most High Spirit is telling him to keep the Torah? You see what I'm saying? What if that's what he's feeling? You see what I'm saying? We got 5 senses for a reason. You can't just go with, oh, he don't look like it. You also got to look at, does he sound like it? Does he feel like it? Is he walking it? You know what I'm saying?
That's facts. Because Judah say it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you even tell who's Yasha'el? It's the spirit and the mind of a person rather than the look of them. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I will say, just because you can't see the spirit the way that you want it to be manifested, doesn't mean it don't exist. Spirits have a different way of manifesting, man.
Facts.
Brother Z, you wanted to say something?
I just want to say counter what both of you brothers got to say. Man, I didn't want to get too, like, I guess vulgar with that analogy. I mean, it was a joke, but at the same time, it's like That's what's happening now. It's like our people been forced our people been forced into this frame of mind, into thinking that this is who we are. But naturally, we have our own name. We have our own culture. We have our own nation. We have our own history. We have our own writings. We have our own culture. You know what I mean? That's not post-slavery only. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like it's like we're having to force our people to believe that they work who the kente. You know what I'm saying? Not Toby. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. So you know what I mean? At a certain point, convincing gets annoying, and then you just got to do it Django style. Django style. You know what I mean? You just gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta start getting them Steven from Django's out of here, man. I'm telling you, these dudes is going crazy. These Christians, they're going crazy, and it's gonna take a large spiritual movement, a large spiritual happening for these dudes to change or for them to drop. Because shoot, man, poof, I'm gonna let go.
Facts. Hey, I had a few verses I wanted to bring out.
Go ahead, brother, man.
Bring this out real quick. I'm gonna do Exodus. Share the screen real quick. Share the screen. Go to Exodus 34. Exodus 34, verse 10. Excuse me, start at verse 9. Right. Verse 9. I'm gonna read it in the Strong's. It says, he said, if I have now found favor in your eyes, my Adonai, let my Adonai go among us, for it is a stiff-necked people, and you shall forgive our iniquity and error, and make us your heritage. Right? Verse 10. Verse 10, he said, behold, I seal a covenant before your entire people. I shall make distinctions such as have never been created in the world and among all the nations. And the entire people among whom you are will see the work of Yahweh, which is awesome, that I am about to do with you. Right? So this is Yahweh sealing a covenant with Yasha'el, where we started calling on Yahweh, Yahweh Akkad. Right? Verse 10, I'm reading the language. It says, Waya Emar, Hana, Eneke, Karayath, Barayath. Which and he said, behold, I seal a covenant. This is right here. Seal a covenant or manifest a covenant. Nagad call Amak Easha. Nafalet. Nagad means before all your people. I make, which the the Aleph, the Easha, which would be I make or do. Nafalet, separations or distinctions. Eshar le, not barayah, but call ha'erat. Eshar, which is which, le, not, bare is create, which created in all ha'erat, the earth or the world. And it says what bakal ha gawayam, which is, give me 1 second, I lost my place. Ha gawayam, the nations, or in all the nations, wa reya kal ha'am. Well, reya means see, or re means see. All ha'am, the people, Eshar, which it thought you Bakwarab in mist. Hold on, bear with me. Eth asha, salat, yeah. Eth ma'asha, which is like concerning or like in the company with work, Yahweh, ket for, nawaret, hawet, which is like fearful or frightening. He is. Hawet is he is. Eshar, ene, I, which, salat. Eshar means which, and then means I shall do a mock with you, right? So Yahweh sealing a covenant, manifesting a covenant, right? All right. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna go to. Give me 1 second.
Can I make a quick comment on verse 9 while you get
Come
that?
on.
And it says we're a stiff-necked people. Look at how we are today, how hard we turn our hearts to information like this. You know what I'm saying? Best proven, to me, best proven how stiff-necked we are. Because when we don't like, we totally against it. We don't want to hear nothing about it. We don't listen to it, et cetera, et cetera. Which can be good and bad, because if it's good, that means you're turning away from wickedness. You don't accept it. If it's bad, that means you're not going to accept righteousness.
It says, and it also says in Jeremiah, if I'm not mistaken, it might be Jeremiah 2, says, for my people are stupid. They are wise at doing evil and know not how to do good.
Yep. Facts.
But remember, it said, Karayat Barayat, sealing a covenant, right? Now, I'm going to go to, let me see, go to Exodus, 32nd chapter, 27. Give me 1 second, bear with me. 7. Verse 27. It says, Yahweh said to Moses, write these words for yourself, for according to these words have I sealed a covenant with you and Yashael. Right? Oh, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go back. It said, remember verse 10. Verse 10, it said, says, I shall make distinctions such as never been created in the world among all the nations. Right?
Do stuff. Do stuff. Okay,
Verse 27. I'm gonna read it again. Yahweh said to Moses, write these words for yourself, for according to these words have I sealed a covenant with you and Yashael. He remained there with Yahweh for 40 days and 40 nights. He did not eat bread, nor did he did not drink water. And he wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 commandments. Right? Bear with me. All right, it says, all right, it says, Waya Emar Yahweh El Masha. And he said or spoke Yahweh El Masha to Moses. Katab Lak Eth Ha Dabarayam Ha Elah. Right? Says write for you or for yourself, Eth, which is like concerning or in a company with, the words or matters, Ha Elah, which is these. Ket for Al Fe. Ke, which is for, Al Fe, which is like according to. Oh, 1 second. Ha Dabare Yam, Ha Elah. The words these, Karate, Etak, Barayath. 1 second. Korayath, Etak, Barayath. Covenant with you. It's like manifested or like sealing a covenant with you. Wa'eth Yasha'el, and concerning or accompanying with Yasha'el, right? So sealing a covenant. Verse 28. Wa Yahed Sham Yahweh, and he, or like he be there, Sham, there, well, which is there, which is with Yahweh, and Rabba Ayam, which is 40, Yawam, which is day, Wa Rabba Ya'am, Layallah, which is night. So 40 days and 40 nights, which you know, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm gonna stay on track. Lakam, bread, let not and call eat. Wa mayam, let shata, and water not drink. And water he didn't drink. Wayakatab al ha lakath, which means and he wrote upon the tablets, the stone tablets, and the bare ha bareyath asharath ha the bareyam, concerning words, the covenant, 10 the bareyam, which is also commandments or matters, right? So the covenant is the 10 commandments, the Torah, to keep the Torah. I'm gonna go to Deuteronomy.
Con.
Give me 1 second. 1 second. Right? I'm gonna go to, hold on. We'll go to Deuteronomy 5. Yeah, Deuteronomy 5. Deuteronomy 5. Deuteronomy 5. I'm actually starting at verse 1. It says, Moses called all of Yasha'el and said to them, Hear, O Yasha'el, the decrees and the ordinances that I speak in your ears today. Learn them and be careful to perform them. Yahweh, our God, sealed a covenant with us at Horeb. Not with our forefathers did Yahweh seal this covenant, but with us, we who are here, all of us alive today. Right? So it wasn't a covenant that, you know what I'm saying, our forefathers knew, but it was for Yasha'el, you know what I'm saying? To call upon the name Yahweh and to keep the Torah in our minds and our hearts. We'll go to 32. Actually, I'm going to go to 33. Verse 4. Verse 4. Actually, I'm gonna read from Strong's. This is in verse. I'm gonna start from verse 1 actually. And this is the blessing that Moses, the man of God, bestowed upon the children of Yasha'el before his death. He said, Yahweh came from Sinai, having shown forth to them from Seir, having appeared from Mount Paran, and then approached with some of the holy myriads. From his right hand, he presented the fiery Torah to them. Indeed, you loved the tribes greatly. All its holy ones were in your hands, for they planted themselves at your feet, hearing the yoke of hearing the yoke of your utterances. Verse 4. The Torah that Moses commanded us is the heritage of the congregation of Jacob. He became king over Yeshurun, which is another word for Yashael, which means uprightness. When the numbers of the nations gathered, the tribes of Yashael in unity under the Torah, right? It was one more verse that I wanted to bring out. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Oh yeah, right. Keep the Torah. The Torah is truth. Now I'm gonna go to Joshua, right? Who was the prophet like Moses, right? Let's see what he was doing. In fact, Joshua 1. Start from. So like, bear with me. Bear with me. 7. We'll start from 7. Joshua 1 verse 7. Only be very strong and courageous to observe to do according to the entire Torah that Moses my servant commanded you. Do not deviate from it to the right or to the left, in order that you may succeed wherever you will go. Verse 8. This book of the Torah, the Torah, instruction, shall not depart from your mouth. Rather, you should contemplate it day and night, in order that you observe to do according to all that is written in it. Then you will make your way successful, and then you will act wisely. Right? Turning a simpleton from death to enlightenment. Turning away from foolishness and turning to the Torah, to truth. Turning from deception and turning to truth, the Torah. Then you will act wisely, right? Let me stop sharing. Let me go back. Well, but Khan, if any of the other brothers had to bring out some points, I yield.
Great information, brother. I mean, it is what it is. They can't refute what's clearly written, and not just that, in the language. You know what I'm saying? So,
Khan.
Yeah.
Then, if y'all,
I had a bunch of stuff I could still get to. You know what I mean?
Oh, go ahead, bro, because we still got to bring out Onias.
Con, that's what I'm saying. Like, I got stuff right here that I wanted to talk about on that I got here up on this laptop here. Yeah, I'm gonna get to it. So basically, like I was explaining earlier, and like how you pretty much been explaining, Yasharal was guilty because of the iniquities, and the Most High scattered us as a result, and that's why we have such a fragmented understanding of the situation, because we weren't all exiled at the same time and to the same places. You know what I'm saying? At once. So it's like our people in general are very scattered. That was very evident yesterday with what happened on Judah's page. All these brothers coming on just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, been mad disrespectful to Judah, been mad disrespectful to Yashara as a whole, been disrespectful to the Most High, been disrespectful to his law, his Torah. You know what I'm saying? They fighting trying to use the Torah as like a, you know what I mean? As like some type of I don't know, you know what I mean? Some type of gag piece. I don't know what some type of prop. It's not. It's truth. You know what I'm saying? It's not opinion. Dudes trying to run away from scripture. Dudes like not answering questions. Dudes not showing respect when they coming on to someone else's panel. Oh, hell no, man. Like,
then disrespecting the elders that did come on.
And they're disrespecting the other elders that wanted to come on, disrespecting Sa for no reason. It's like, no, I ain't even gonna say that. They wanted to big up and respect Sa, but they didn't want to respect anybody, any other elder brothers on the chat. And then even though there was disrespect thrown that way, it was like them dudes trying to big up Sa, but they didn't want to respect any of the other brothers. Neither did they want to respect Brother Judah, who's hosting it. They want to give him the chance to speak. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Like, honestly, any of you niggas like display that type of behavior, like in front of the actual king of Yasharal. Like, if any of you niggas would have tried to do that shit against David, you would have died. You'd have died. I don't care what the hell is coming out of your mouth. I don't care what you're saying about me. It's slander, and it's not called for. Not only is that, you coming on my platform causing this stuff. Dude would have been cut down before he can get the words out. I'm just telling you what it is. And you can't conform to this type of behavior, because people who commit these type of deeds, people who are unjust and not even able to allow someone to speak, you know what I'm saying? Not just that, it's like showing such a lack of respect, you know what I'm saying, especially to your elders. You're liable to get stoned by the community for that. This ain't just about disrespecting one person. This is about disrespecting the law. Or about disrespecting this entire community. But that's just some of the stuff that these dudes was trying to pull on some bullshit yesterday. And I'm just telling the truth. That's some whack ass shit. It is. It's whack as hell. It's whack as fuck. These niggas want to fight and die for Jesus. It's whack as fuck that these niggas want to be Canaanites. That's whack as fuck. That's whack, my nigga. That's dead. Africans don't even want to be Egyptian. You niggas is stupid. Just straight up stupid. It's fucking laughable. But I'm gonna get here in this text here. I'm gonna cut this Jeeeeebbbbuuussss up a little bit more. I'm gonna prove that they were trying to convert our people into their, you know, their freaking way of life. I read it earlier. I'm gonna start from this bottom sentence here. This is in the Dead Sea Scrolls. It says, Jesus ben Sirah, a sage from Jerusalem, rages against the ungodly men who have forsaken the law of the Most High God. But the real trouble started when Antiochus the fifth. I think it's the fifth, right? Or was that the fourth?
Well, you said what, bro?
That's
the fourth. Antiochus the fourth.
That's the fourth.
Yeah.
Antiochus the fourth Epiphanes officially promoted a Hellenizing propaganda in Judea that was embraced with eagerness by the Jewish elite. The leader of the modernist faction, right? The modernists, which means like the pro-Greek or pro-Hellenizing propaganda. There was Jews that were pro that stuff, who were like in favor of it, and they happened to be some of the elite figures in Yasharal at that time. And it says the leader of the modernist faction was the brother of the high priest Onias III, known as Jesus. Amongst his compatriots, he adopted the Greek name of Jason and set about to transform Jerusalem into a Hellenistic city, building a gymnasium there and persuading the Jewish youth to participate in athletic games, right? So this is what it says here on Google. For any of these dudes who don't know what the word Hellenism means. Oh, Hellenism. This is not what Hellenism means, right? This explains why Jeeeeebbbbuuussss is all Greek. It's all Greek. This is why it explains it. It says, now, ancient Greek culture or ideals, the imitation or adoption of ancient Greek language, thought, customs, art, etc. The Hellenism of Alexandrian Jews, the characteristic of Greek culture, especially after the time of Alexander the Greek, civilization of the Hellenistic period, right? This is what they were doing to our people. They were converting us into, Hellenism. We were like becoming Greekified, you know what I'm saying? Their thoughts, their customs, and their practices. You know what I'm saying? Even the language, their thoughts, their customs, my dude. It tells you right here that Jason, well, he called himself Jeebus, which isn't even in our language. They say he adopted a Greek name, Jason. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to be like the Greeks, right? I'm gonna get here in more in the Dead Sea Scrolls. It says the community rule, right? Uh um uh Salak. It's not. Oh, it's not what I want. Salak. I'm looking. Do, 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 do. Oh, oh, yeah. Okay. This is the community rule in the Dead Sea Scrolls, and it says here, it says the master shall teach the saints to live according to the book of the covenant. I'm sorry, of the community rule, that they may seek God with the whole heart and soul, and do what is good and righteous before Him, as He commanded by the hand of Moses and all His servants the prophets, that they may love all that He has chosen, and hate all that He has rejected, that they may abstain from all evil and hold fast to all good, that they may practice truth, righteousness, and justice upon earth, and no longer stubbornly follow a sinful heart and lustful eyes, committing all manner of evil. He shall admit into the covenant of grace all those who have freely devoted themselves to the observance of God's precepts, that they may be joined to the counsel of God and may live perfectly before Him, in accordance with all that He has been revealed concerning their appointed times. With all that with all that He has been revealed concerning their appointed times, and that they may love all the sons of light, each according to his lot in God's design, and hate all the sons of darkness, each according to his guilt in God's vengeance. Right? It says, those who freely devote themselves to His truth shall bring all their knowledge, powers, and possessions into the community of God. They may purify their knowledge in the truth of God's precepts, in order that their powers, according to His way, I'm gonna restart that sentence. It says, all those who freely devote themselves to His truth shall bring all their knowledge, powers, and possessions into the community of God, that they may purify their knowledge in the truth of God's precepts, and order their powers according to His ways. According to His ways of perfection, and all of their possessions according to His righteous counsel. They shall not depart from any command of God's concerning the times. They shall be neither nor late or any of their appointed times. They shall be neither early nor late to any of their appointed times. This is what I'm reading this from the Dead Sea Scrolls. This is talking about the community and how they were prompted, but this is getting to a point that I'm making. It says, on entering the covenant, the priest and the Levite shall bless the God of salvation, all His faithfulness, and all those concerning the covenant shall say after them, Amen, Amen. Right? Amen, Amen. Aman, Salat. This is page 76. It says, on joining the community, this shall be the code of behavior with respect to all these precepts. Whoever approaches the council of the community shall enter the covenant of God in the presence of all who have freely pledged themselves. He shall undertake by binding an oath to return with all his heart and soul to every commandment of the law of Moses, in accordance with all that he has been revealed of it to the sons of Zadok, the priests, keepers of the covenant and seekers of His will, and to the multitude of the men of their covenant, who together have freely pledged themselves to His truth and to walking in the way of His delight. And he shall undertake by the covenant to separate from all the men of injustice who walk in the way of wickedness. Basically, this at the time this is happening, right? They were Hellenizing our people. The establishment of like the you know what I'm saying, like it tells you Jason, Jason Onias the third's wicked brother wanted to Hellenize Jerusalem, and at that time there were people who wanted to keep the way of Moses. It says it here. It says this. That's what they were trying to do. It was a free will offering, and they had to make an oath. That's no different than what we've been talking about today and in modern time. And the reason I brought that up is because I remember someone on Judah's panel yesterday saying that it wasn't necessary to take an oath or to make an oath unto Yahweh and to swear that he is your God. You know what I'm saying? In the assembly of other brothers who do so. Pretty much to swear, you know what I'm saying? And I was hearing yesterday that some dudes were like, that's not necessary, or that's not true. That statement that they're making is false. It's completely true that you must swear and that you must make an oath unto serving the Most High, as well as it being perfectly true and honest that there are people in these same exact times in this Roman Greek era during this Hellenistic period who were trying to keep the law, who are having to battle with what they call in here in the Dead Sea Scrolls the sons of wickedness or the sons of darkness. You know what I'm saying? Those who choose to live in the guilt of their way, those who chose the Hellenistic ways, pretty much. It tells you that here. So it's no difference between you dudes screaming Jeebus and screaming that the New Testament is what validates the Old Testament, and you screaming all this whack bullshit. No difference than you combating us who try to come to you according to the scriptures and according to the truth, which is the Torah. We're not coming at you trying to persuade you of a false idol that's nowhere to be found in the text. They are. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so like I don't want to be long-winded, but that's all I had to say.
If I may add,
bro.
beyond, if I may add, this whole triune thing, okay. For you to say that there's three in one, you're automatically acknowledging that there's three separate parts. And none of these three parts are self-creating. That would be my question to those who believe in the triune God. I would ask you, are one of or all of these three parts self-creating and self-existing? Because one had to come before the other, or, and if you do agree that one came before the other, then now you just said that there is no triune God at one point in time. It was just one entity that was created, and from him, everything else was created. Everything else is a cause. I'm sorry, an effect. Excuse me, not a cause. Everything else will be an effect of his cause, of this cause, the uncaused cause, the one that caused everything to exist, including itself. The Most High is an uncaused cause. He didn't exist because someone spoke him into existence, is what I'm trying to say. He existed and created itself or himself. And then everything else after that is an effect of his existence, him creating that. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay. So basically, I'm gonna try to explain another way. So basically, I'm gonna put it this way in human terms. Your son, or if you got children, your kids wouldn't exist without you and their mother. Right? And you wouldn't exist without your father and your mother. So, Rich, you're gonna get to a point where then someone had to get put here. Something had to be created for these sequence of events to happen where you need two. Because at some point in time it was just one. You see what I'm saying? As we know in the scriptures, Adam didn't have a wife.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just him. And then his woman came. His woman was created. You see what I'm saying? The woman for him. I'm not saying there one other woman around, but the woman for him was created. And from what the scripture says, it was created from him. So, taking in that aspect, I'm not trying to anthropomorphize the Most High or anything, or give him human characteristics, because the Most High, Yahweh, is this uncaused cause. He's the reason everything exists. Let me give this last example, and I'm gonna pass it to Devion. It's like a sniper who's given an order Do not take the shot until I give you permission. 5 hours later, of his little recon, he sees his target, radios in, says, boss, need permission to take the shot. And his boss says, hold on, let me talk to my commander. And he says, commander, I need to give permission to the sniper to take the shot. And his commander says, hold on, let me talk to my general. And the general says, and the commander says, general, I need to give permission to my boss, to my lower ranking boss, to give to his sniper to take the shot. And the general says, hold on, let me talk to my master. You see what I'm saying? It's basically going to keep going back. You're going to have a problem of what science calls infinite regression, because you're going to keep going back and back and back and back, and there's never going to be a start point. So if you believe in this triune God, that there was always 3 in 1, right? Then you're implying that the Holy Spirit, the Father that you call it, which I don't believe that is the same Father I'm talking about, but the Holy Spirit, the Father that you would call, New Testament people would call it, and this Son were all existing at the same exact time. And that will be a problem because one had to come before the other. So, and now you have a problem of infinite regression. But with that, I yield.
Facts. Because you don't get, you know what I'm saying, you don't get vegetation with just a seed, you know what I'm saying, planted in the ground. You have to, water it. You know what I'm saying? As Adam had to work the soil. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Which is also the mind. But
Exactly.
I wanted to go to unless Brother Z has some points he wanted to bring out.
No, go ahead, bro.
All right. This Daniel. Give me 1 second.
And if y'all hear anything in the background, these people in the neighborhood popping off,
Somebody was shooting over here the other day.
No, firework thing.
Yeah,
my bad. The fireworks popping off fireworks.
Give me 1 second. Can y'all see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. 26. Yeah. Daniel 9. I'm gonna read the whole thing. Daniel 9, verse 22. I'm talking 22. It says, he made me understand and spoke with me. He said, Daniel, I have gone forth now to teach you understanding. At the beginning of your supplication, a word went forth, and I have come to relate it, for you are beloved. Contemplate this matter and gain understanding in the vision. 70 septets have been decreed upon your people and upon your holy city to terminate transgression, to end sin, to wipe away iniquity, to bring everlasting righteousness, to confirm the visions and prophets, and to anoint the Holy of Holies. And the 70 septets, 7 septets would be like, the land Shabbat, but 70 would be like 490 years. Because the 7 septets, if I'm not mistaken, it would be 49. So says 25, know and comprehend from the emergence of the word to return and to build Jerusalem until the anointment of the prince will be 7 septets. And for 62 septets, it will be rebuilt. It will be rebuilt, street and moat, but in troubled times. Then after the 62 septets, the anointed one will be cut off and will exist no longer. The people of the prince will destroy the city and the sanctuary, but his end will be to be swept away as in a flood. Then until the end of the war, desolation is decreed. He will forge a covenant. He will forge a strong covenant. Oh, my bad. This verse 27. Go down. My bad. Says he will forge a strong covenant with the great ones for 1 septet. But for half of that septet, he will abolish sacrifice and meal offering, and the mute abominations will be upon soaring heights, right? The mute abominations, or the abomination of desolation, will be upon soaring heights until extermination, as decreed, will pour down upon the mute abomination. Well, I'm gonna go verse 26. I'm gonna get to the part that I'm talking about. The anointed one. It says, "Walk." 1 second. 26. It says, "Wa ekaret after Ha Shabbat 7, Shashayam 60, Wa Shanayam 2." So it's after 60. You know what I'm saying? 62 septets. Yakarath, he cut off. Yakarath Mashayak, which you know Messiah, but it's also devoted to the Torah. Wa ayan law, and not for him. So it's like not for himself, not for his like own transgression. Wa ayar. Wait 1 second. 1 second. Says Waha ayar in the city, Waha Quadash in the sanctuary. Yashakayath, destroy or to corrupt or spoil people. Nagayad, prince, Habet, come. Wakwadzah, and he cut off or end. Bashataf, in flood, but also means to conquer. Wa'ad, and until Quat's end. Malakama, with battle or war. The Ma, which is with. Lakam, which is war or battle. Nakaratzaf, decreed, determined. Shemamawa, desolation or devastation or the desolation of abomination, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if that's the same word. 27. Yeah, it's the same word. Shamamawat or shamam, which means destruction or devastation, or the abomination of desolation. Right? Now, with that being said, right? It said Messiah. I'm gonna go back. Mashayak. Right? Give me 1 second. If any of the other brothers have some points, I'm gonna bring this out of the Dead Sea Scrolls real quick. If
No, I just wanted to say I had a well actually yeah, I don't wanna get off top of what you're saying. So the brothers bringing out some good information. I continue.
all right.
As always, man. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Hold on, let me find this other
For a nice campfire right now. I'll praise it to Yahweh, man.
Yahweh Akkad
Halala wa ya.
page. Oh, here you go. Here you go. Oh, wait. Yeah. All right, just let me know if you brothers can see it. Oh, I can zoom in if need be.
Okay.
Dead Sea Scrolls share.
No, I was about to say it's not on yet.
There you go.
Okay, cool.
You might want to zoom in just a little bit.
I got you. Oh snap! There we go.
That's good right there.
I just hate the pages is all messed up on here, man.
Right.
Cause this mug say page 9, but up at the top it say 34. But it's fragment 8. It says, "What are the high places of Judah? Is it not Jerusalem? I will reduce Samaria to a country ruin, to a plot of bonds." Right? Its interpretation concerns the spreader of the lie who has misdirected the simple, right? Which will be Jason, right? Who paid to be high priest. What are the high places of Judah? Is it not Jerusalem? its interpretation concerns the teacher of righteousness, who teaches the law to his council and to all those volunteering to join the chosen of God, observing the law in the council of the community, those who will be saved from the day of judgment. And in its fragments. As for what he says, I will reduce Samaria to a country ruin, right? Says, concerns the teacher of righteousness, who teaches the law to his council and to all those volunteering to join the chosen of God, right? So the teacher of righteousness is Onias III, and I have other information to show that as well. But it's the you know what I'm saying, he was a Zedekite, you know, he was from direct lineage of Aaron and Moses, literally. You know what I'm saying, he was a high priest during the Second Temple, right? Because before him it was Onias II, and if I'm not mistaken, they said he was a greedy man, if I'm not mistaken. And then Onias III, right? Now I'm gonna continue. 1 second, I'm gonna go down to page 11. Page 11. Oracle received by the prophet Habakkuk in a vision. For how long, Yahweh, do I ask for your help without you hearing me? Do I shout violence to you without you saving me? The interpretation of this concerns the beginning of the generation, which will come upon them. Fragment. They will shout against, and this is another fragment. And then let's go down. Give me 1 second. It says, why do you show me misdeeds, and do you behold toil? The interpretation of this, God, hold on, wait. God, with the persecution and betrayal, you set destruction and violence in front of me, and my bad. You set destruction and violence in front of me. Brawls occur, and quarrels arise. The interpretation of this fragment, robbery, fragment, and brawls, argument, and they think destruction. Well, let me get down to the part I was talking about. Here it is. There you go. It says, for the law falls into abeyance. This interpretation, the interpretation of this, that they have rejected the law of God, which is not, it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's the Torah, teaching, instruction. It's not just the law, right? Elevation of spirit. It says, and justice does not emerge as the winner, for the evildoer accosts the upright man. Its interpretation: the evildoer is the wicked priest, and the upright man is the teacher of righteousness. The wicked priest, remember, Jason, the teacher of righteousness, Onias III. This is why justice emerges distorted. The interpretation of this fragment, and not fragment, it says, look, traitors, and behold, be astonished, shocked in your time, a work is done which you would not believe. Right? Oh, snap. Right? The teacher of righteousness. Now, we're going to go to, if any other brothers want to say something real quick while I get out the Maccabees.
Kind of. I wanted to get here what it says in this book the ancient history of Yasharal. It says this is a roadmap for the book, and it starts off. I don't know if I've talked about this already. I don't think I have. It's a roadmap for the book, and it talks about going from the top down. It says the land, the physical features, Western Asia, right? Southern approaches to Canaan, to the time of Judges, to the 12 tribes, to the Empire of David, to the kingdoms of Yasharal and Judah. And then number 8, 9, and 10, it says the Hellenistic kingdoms, right? Hasmoneans, Herods, and Romans, the Roman Empire. And then that's the end. and that's what the brothers have showed and provided. I mean, like, uh, we got taken over by the Romans, and we got Hellenized, and some of our last remaining brothers and sisters in the land were brothers like Onias III. You know, you know what I'm saying. Those were the last remaining people there in the temple, and in the, I'm not gonna say the last, but they were like the last ruling class. You know, so that's all I want to say.
Con. All right, let me share this real quick. This is the Maccabees. Share the screen. Give me 1 second. Maccabee, let me know if you brothers can see it. Cool, you should be able to. It says, this first Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Kittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece. Right? I'm not gonna read all of it. I'm gonna go down to the parts, because I don't want to make it long-winded. All right, we're gonna go to verse 10. Verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, your name Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome, and he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Right? Verse 11. In those days went there out of Yashael wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. Right? Came out of Yashael. In those days, there went out of Yashael wicked men. Right? What'd they say? They persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. Like the covenant of death. Go down to 14. Wait, actually, I'm gonna start from 12. Go down to 15. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, right? Or didn't remove the barriers of their hearts, and forsook the holy covenant, which is the Torah, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. Right? I'm gonna go down. Bear with me. I don't want to make this long-winded. 20. So I'm gonna get to the good part. Let me get to that abomination of desolation that was prophesied.
You mean terrible part?
Daniel 9. Right? Right? They said they wanted to make a covenant with the heathen. Right? Forgot the Torah. That's what they did. When our covenant is to keep the Torah. Verse 20. And after that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt. He returned again in the 143rd year and went up against Yashael and Jerusalem with a great multitude. He entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light and all the vessels thereof, and the table of the showbread, and the pouring vessels, and the vials, and the censers of gold, and the veil, and the crowns, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off. He took also the silver and the gold, the precious vessels. Also, he took the hidden treasures which he found. Give me 1 second. 28. Look at this. The land also was moved for the inhabitants thereof, and all the house of Yaakov was covered with confusion. Verse 30. Actually, 29. And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with their great multitude, and spake peaceable words unto them. But all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore, and destroyed much people of Yashael. Right? Said they wanted to make a covenant with the heathen. Came to you deceitfully. He came to us deceitfully. And then straight was killing us. Verse 33. 33 and 34. Then builded they the city of David with a great and strong wall and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold for them. And they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. Oh, man. Oh, verse 38. And insomuch that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers, and became strange to those that were born in her, and her own children left her. 29. I'm gonna go down to 43. Give me 1 second. I'm trying not to be long-winded, but it's some good information. Her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning, her Shabbats into approach, her honor into contempt. As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning. 41. 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his Moreover, King Antiochus IV Epiphanes wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his law, so that all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Shabbat. Because they made a covenant with death. Oh, wait. Can't be skipping. 44. 44. For the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. The strange laws of the land. 45. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple, that they should profane the Shabbats and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts. Come on, man. Hold on. Look. That they should also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation, to the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said, should die. Says, then many of the people were gathered unto them, to wit, everyone that forsook the law, and so they committed evils in the land. Now watch this. Yeah, watch this. Remember the abomination of desolation. Oh. Yeah. 54. Now the 15th day of the month, Casalah, in the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar and builded idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side. They built an altar to Zeus. Hellenism, Greek. Oh, hold on, wait. Oh, wait. Five. And burnt incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law which they found, they burnt them with fire. And wheresoever was found with any of the book of the testament, the Torah, or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death. One second. Bear with me. I'm almost done. And then we're gonna go to second Maccabees, but I'm gonna let the brothers
add in what the brother had to say. Salak. Oh no, just to add in on.
Hold on, Z. Let me finish this real quick.
Okay.
This 58. It says, thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month, to as many as were found in the cities. 59. Now the 25th day of the month, they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, which was upon the altar of God, at which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised. They hanged the infants about their necks and rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised them. Howbeit, many in Yashael were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing. Wherefore they chose rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then they died, and there was a very great wrath upon Yashael. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna go back. I want to go back to this 54. Hold on. 54. They set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar. Right? Now, if you go back to Daniel 20, hold on, give me 1 second. 27. He will forge a strong covenant with the great ones for one scepter, but for half of that scepter, he will abolish sacrifice and meal offering, and the mute abominations, which is shamam or shamamawath, which means desolation of abomination of desolation or devastation. Oh, it's a lot. Will be upon soaring heights. He removed Antiochus, the fourth Epiphanes, removed everything from the temple. Will be upon soaring heights until extermination as decreed will pour down upon the mute abominations. Right? And then while I get this second Maccabees, if any of the other brothers have some points, I want to bring out something else as well.
No, I just wanted to back up what the brother was talking about the about what you were talking about, brother, about the abomination of desolation. It says here in the Dead Sea Scrolls edition that I have here, it says Jason was succeeded by the two. I'm sorry, I'm gonna start a little higher. It says, so Hellenism reached a high point with the introduction of foreign customs through the boundless wickedness of the impetuous Jason, no true high priest. As a result, the priests no longer had any enthusiasm for their duties at the altar, but despised the temple and neglected the sacrifices in defiance of the law that they eagerly contributed to the expenses of the wrestling school whenever the opening gong called them. They placed no value of their hereditary dignities. They placed no value on their hereditary dignities, but cared above anything. Cared above everything for Hellenistic honors, right? A verse here, not a verse, but it says here, Jason was succeeded by two other high priests with the same Greek sympathies, Menelaus and Alcimus. In 169 BCE, Antiochus IV visited Jerusalem and looted the temple. But when in 167 the actual prohibited, I'm sorry, he actually prohibited the practice of Judaism under pain of death and redirected the Jerusalem sanctuary to Olympic Zeus, the abomination of desolation. The opponents of the Hellenizers finally rose up in violent resistance. And that's what the brother's about to get to with the Maccabees.
Fact.
I mean, that's what he was talking about with the Maccabees. And and that's just the case. That's what they did. I'm gonna read that sentence one more time so it can be a little clearer. But when in 167 he actually prohibited the practice of Judaism under the pain of death, and rededicated the Jerusalem sanctuary, right, the temple, to Olympian Zeus, the abomination of desolation. When they brought that Zeus idol into the temple, I'm gonna let the brother continue. That's it, brother Shalom. I had nothing to say.
My bad, I got a phone call. But yeah, right. They set up an altar upon the altar of, you know what I'm saying, the altar of sacrifice. They put up an altar to Zeus, the abomination of desolation. Now I'm gonna go to 1 second. Share the screen. Go to second Maccabees. We try not to be long-winded. Let me go to 30 verse 3. Let me chapter 3. Hold on. This is second Maccabees chapter 3. Now, this gonna show Onias as the high priest and him praying to Yahweh. I'm gonna just read it. Chapter 3, verse 1. Hold on.
I'll be back, Akim.
Okay. It says, therefore, when the holy city was inhabited with all peace, and the laws as yet were very well kept, because of the goodliness of Onias III, the high priest, and the hatred his soul hath of evil. Right? Verse 2. It came to pass that even the kings themselves and the priests esteemed the place worthy of the highest honor, and glorified the temple with very great gifts. Verse 4. But one, Simon of the tribe of Benjamin, who was appointed overseer of the temple, strove in opposition to the high priest to bring about some unjust thing in the city. Verse 5. Verse 5, 6, 7. And when he could not overcome Onias, he went to Apollonius, the son of Tharsis, who at the time was governor of Cilicia and Phoenicia, and told him that the treasury in Jerusalem was full of immense sums of money, and the common store was infinite, which did not belong to the account of the sacrifices, and that it was possible to bring all into the king's hands. Now, when Apollonius had given the king notice concerning the money that he was told of, he called for Heliodorus, who had the charge over his affairs, and sent him with commission to bring him the foresaid money. So he's about to rob the temple, steal from the temple. Verse 13. 14. But he, by reason of the orders he had received from the king, said that by all my bad, said that by all means the money must be carried to the king. So, my bad. So on the day he had appointed, Heliodorus entered into this matter, but there was no small terror throughout the whole city. So the whole city was in like a rage.
Con.
Watch this. 16. And the priests prostrated themselves before the altar in their priests' vestments and called upon him from heaven, who made the law concerning things given to be kept, that he would preserve them safe for them that had deposited them. Now whosoever saw the countenance of the high priest was wounded in heart, for his face and changing of his color declared the inward sorrow of his mind. You know what I'm saying? He was distraught. He was about to steal from the hill of joy, was about to steal from the temple. And they prayed to Yahweh in their priestly vestments. Give me 1 second. They saw the distraught on his face. Oh, give me 1 second. I'm trying to.
You good? You good? Nah, but I just read it in the same. I just read it as well. You know,
Con.
a violent revolt because of all the bull crap that Jason, Menelaus, and Alchemist was doing. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Watch this. 17. For the man was so compassed with sadness and horror of the body that it was manifest to them that beheld him what sorrow he had in his heart. Others also came hawking together out of their houses, praying and making supplication to Yahweh, because the place was like to come into contempt, and the women girded their hair. Well, no, I don't think this was it. Yeah. Well, it says girt sackcloth under their breasts, haircloth about their breasts, came together in the streets, and the virgins also that were shut up came forth, some to Onias and some to the walls, and others looked out of the windows, and all holding up their hands toward heaven made supplication to Yahweh for the expectation of the mixed multitude and of the high priest, who was in agony, would have moved anyone to pity. All right, now here we go. And these indeed called upon Almighty God, or Yahweh, to preserve the things that had been committed to them, safe and sure for those that had committed them. But Heliodorus executed that which he had resolved on himself, being present in the same place with his guard about the treasury. But the spirit of Yahweh gave a great evidence of his presence, so that all that had presumed to obey him, falling down by the power of God, were struck with fainting dread. 24. But it says, in the apocrypha I had, it says, now as he was there, present himself with his guard about the treasury, the Lord of spirits, or Yahweh, and the Prince of all power, which would be the angel Michael, caused a great apparition, so that all that presumed to come in with him were astonished at the power of God and fainted and were sore afraid. Right? 25. They prayed and angels came down and whooped this man. Beat him up. He was almost dead. Now as 25. For there appeared unto them an horse with a terrible rider upon him, and adorned with a very fair covering. And he ran fiercely and smote at Heliodorus with his forefeet, and it seemed that he that sat upon the horse had complete harness of gold armor. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to be long-winded. I'm trying to get to the part I'm looking for. Put something to the ground. Yeah, 27, 28. And Heliodorus fell suddenly onto the ground and was compassed with great darkness. But that they were with him took him up and put him into a litter or a stretcher and carried him out. Thus him that lately came with a great strain and with all his guard into the said treasury, they carried out, being unable to help himself with his weapons, and manifestly they acknowledged the power of God. And he, my bad. For he by the hand of God was cast down and lay speechless without all hope of life, without all hope of recovery. He's on his deathbed. Boy, getting ready to go into the temple and steal.
That's what's happening. What you think gonna happen to these dudes for stealing and abrogating the Most High's land and his culture to themselves?
Right? Oh man, watch this. 31. Then straightways certain of Heliodorus' friend prayed Onias that he would call upon the Most High Yahweh to grant him his life, who lay ready to give up the ghost. So the high priest, suspecting lest the king should misconceive that some treachery had been done to Heliodorus by the Israelites, offered a sacrifice for the health of the man, right? Because Onias didn't want, you know what I'm saying, the king to think that he, you know what I'm saying, that he did it, or they did it. It says, now as the high priest was making an atonement, the same young men in the same clothing appeared and stood beside Heliodorus, saying, give Onias, the high priest, great thanks, insomuch as for his sake that Yahweh had granted thee life. He was making atonement. When did Jeeeeebbbbuuussssss ever make atonement? Never. Oh, watch this. My bad. Hold on. Give me 1 second. 34. And seeing that thou hast been scourged from heaven, declare unto all men the mighty power of God. And when they had spoken these words, they appeared no more. 35. So Heliodorus, after he had offered sacrifice unto Yahweh, even Heliodorus made a sacrifice to Yahweh. Because he knew the power of God. He got whooped for going in the temple to steal. And made great vows unto him that had saved his life. And saluted Onias, returned with his host to the king. Then testified he to all the men the works of the great God which he had seen with his eyes. Right? Now I want to get to if any other brothers want to say something. I know Shalom said he was gonna be back.
No. I mean, exactly what we're talking about, man. That's right here. It's in Daniel. It's right here in the Dead Sea Scrolls. The brothers reading it to you here. In the Dead Sea Scrolls, it's like it's just it is what it is. Like I mean, it's hard for me to say any much more than what you've read. I mean, like it is what it is. These dudes come into the temple. They think they can take anything they want. This is a metaphor concerning what actually had happened with the temple when the dude was trying to what's his name? What's his name? Meth. I can't see it from here.
Oh, who you talking about?
The guy that's trying to I'm sorry, Heliodorus. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it just is what it is. It's a great account it's a great account concerning recent times in which Yasharal has collectively come together to pray to Yahweh on the account of the temple and of the well-being of the nation, and the Most High acting by, sending forth his angels to deal with the problem. And man, I mean, it is what it is. Like, I don't know. It even brings more validity to Tharwa. You see, the man made sacrifices and offerings to the Most High afterwards, even after he was beaten up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like he wasn't supposed to survive. You know what I mean? Actually, I can't say one's supposed to survive, but it says that he had been beaten, like, you know what I'm saying, real close to death. You know what I mean? So
No, facts. And the people who was with him had to come back and ask Onias, could they pray for him to, you know what I'm saying, to Yahweh so he can keep his life.
dude got beat up bad.
Hold on. I was gonna get to who was it? Johnny's praise.
Out of all these crazy doctrines and crazy things we heard in the past couple of days, we've had to get some of this information out because we felt like it's been a total lack of understanding amongst our brothers. Is like, I guess they just don't want to read or don't want to understand, or I don't even know what the hell it is. But I guess they just really believe in this Jeebus real hard, my dude. So continue, brother. Go ahead.
Crazy, bro. But it says, hold on, let me go to chapter 4. My bad, I can't see the chat, y'all. Chapter 4, verse 1.
Here, I can go check out the chat, see what they got to say. 1 second. Okay.
But chapter 4, it says, this Simon now, of whom we spake afore, having been beware of the money and of his country, slandered Onias as if he had terrified Heliodorus and been the worker of these evils, right? So Simon, the Benjamite, spoke ill of Onias, right? Thus was he bold to call him a traitor that had deserved well of the city and tendered his own nation and was so zealous of the laws, right? So he tried to call Onias a traitor. But when their hatred went so far that by one of Simon's faction murders were committed. Go down to 7. 7, 8, 9. But after the death of Seleucus, when Antiochus called Epiphanes took the kingdom, Jason, the brother of Onias, labored underhand to be high priest, promising unto the king by intercession 360 talents of silver and of another revenue 80 talents. Right? So he was paying Antiochus to be the high priest. He was never supposed to be the high priest. Besides this, he promised to assign 150 more if he might have license to set him up a place for exercise and for the training up of youth in fashions of the heathen, and to write them of Jerusalem by the name of Antiochus. 13. Watch this. 13. Now such was the height of Greek fashions, right? In Daniel, it said the mute abomination, Daniel 9 verse 27, and the mute abomination will be upon soaring heights until extermination. Now such was the height of the Greek fashions, an increase of heathenism manners, or heathenist manners, through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch, and no high priest, that the priest had no courage to serve any more at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hastened to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise after the game of discus called them forth. So they deserted the keeping watch of the temple to go play discus.
That's exactly what I read in the Dead Sea Scrolls, bro. And I got some here because the brothers Salah, I'm not cutting you off, but I just want to let you know the brothers the brothers in the chat, they said I think one of the brothers said they want to come on, and then here the brother Larock Morningstar, he says get that second Maccabees 6. So I ran and grabbed my Apocrypha, and I grabbed the second Maccabees, and he has a great adding to what you're saying.
Con. Oh, if you want to bring that out, brother, you can.
Second Maccabees chapter 6. It says, not long after this, the king sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the law of their fathers and not to live after the laws of God and to pollute also the temple in Jerusalem, also to call in the temple of Jupiter Olympus,
Mm-hmm.
and that in I'm sorry. It says, and that in Greanism of Jupiter, the defender of the strangers, as they did desire that dwelt in the place. The coming in of this mischief was sore and grievous to the people, for the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles, who dialed with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places, and besides that, brought in things that were not lawful. Salat. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down here. It says this is verse. Doesn't say the number, but it says, now I beseech those that read this book that they not discourage. I'm sorry, that they not be discouraged for these calamities, but they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but to be for chastisement of our nation. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know if I got the part that the brother wanted to hear directly, but that beginning part was definitely right on the nose. You know what I'm saying?
Con.
Definitely right on the nose in what we're talking about. Actually, it's another bit here.
Oh, go ahead, brother.
It says, in the day of the king's birth, every month they were brought by a bitter constraint to eat of the sacrifices. And when the feast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go in the process to Bacchus, carrying ivy. Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbors cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy, uh, Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices, and whoso would not conform themselves to the manner of the Gentiles should be put to death. I'm gonna read that again. And it says that they should not observe the same, that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices, and whoso would not conform to them, to the manners of the Gentiles, should be put to death. What did it say? What did I read earlier in the Dead Sea Scrolls in this edition I got? It said, for fear of death, they they were like kept silent under Jason, and under uh 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 Menelaus and Alchemist. You know, when they were under Hellenistic oppression, they were going to kill them if they tried to keep the law. And that's great. The brother commented a great verse to add to the discussion. The brother Larock Larock. Right on, bro. That was great information, and that goes right well with the topic is and what we're talking about here. It's kind of a mixture. What we're talking about a lot is kind of a mixture of Onias, what was going on during the Hellenistic times and of the Hasmoneans and the Herods ruling Yasharal, what our people doing, and the history behind that and how that was established. And through that, we're showing the validity of this Jeebus figure, which is very little is low, and we're also showing you the how trustworthy and true the Tharawah's scriptures, as well as these other sources, have been. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not that these other sources are correct, it's that the Tharawah is true, and these other sources support it by giving you direct historical evidence and uh, uh, direct writings from those times to establish a sense of understanding within those times that allows for us to prove our points, and that's what's going on. So the brother brought up a great verse in Maccabees that proves that that's what was going on during the Maccabees. And the brother Davion right here just read about the Maccabees situation and about Onias the third and about them and you know what about the situations that they were being faced with under this Hellenistic opposition. Salah.
Facts. Con. And hey, I'm just about to get to the most important part that I was talking about. We almost there. Just give me like 2 minutes. It says, this wicked Jason, right? This ungracious Jason sent special messengers from Jerusalem who were Antiochians, who carried 300 drachms of silver to the sacrifice of Hercules, which even the bearers thereof thought fit not to bestow upon the sacrifice, because it was not convenient, but to be reserved for other charges. Right? Says the wicked Jason. Let's say right here. Go back to its interpretation. The evildoer is the wicked priest, and the upright man is the teacher of righteousness. All right, we'll go back to it. Let me go to 23. We almost done. Bear with me. I'm getting kind of hungry too. 3. It says 3 years afterwards, Jason sent Menelaus, the aforesaid Simon's brother, to bear the money unto the king and to put him in mind of certain necessary matters. But he, being brought to the presence of the king, when he had magnified him for the glorious appearance of his power, got the priesthood to himself, offering more than Jason by 300 talents of silver. So not only was Jason trying to buy the priesthood from Antiochus, Menelaus had already offered more to him to get the priesthood. So he came with the king's mandate, bringing nothing worthy, the high priesthood, but having the fury of a cruel tyrant and the rage of a savage beast. Then Jason, who had undermined his own brother, being undermined by another, was compelled to flee into the country of the Ammonites. So Menelaus got the principality, but as for the money that he had promised unto the king, he took no good order for it, albeit Sostratus, the ruler of the castle, required it. Right? Now, we're going to go down to 32. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. 32, go down 36. Bear with me. We almost done. It says, now Menelaus, supposing that he had gotten a convenient time, stole certain vessels of gold out of the temple and gave some of them to Andronicus, and some he sold to Tyrus and the cities round about, which when Onias knew of surety, he reproved him and withdrew himself into a sanctuary at Daphne and lieth by Antiochia. Right? He went to, Onias fled to Daphne. Right? This is where we get to, he was cut off, but not for himself. In Daniel 9. Give me 1 second. Wherefore Menelaus, 34, yeah. Wherefore Menelaus, taking Andronicus apart, prayed him to get Onias into his hands, who being persuaded thereunto and coming to Onias in deceit, gave him his right hand with oaths, and though he were suspected by him, yet persuaded he him to come forth of the sanctuary, whom forthwith he shut up without regard of justice. For the which, my bad, says, for which cause not only the Israelites, but also the other nations conceived indignation and were much grieved for the unjust murder of a so great man. Of so great a man. Also, other nations conceived indignation and were much grieved for the murder of Onias the third. And
That's crazy,
when the
man.
king, kind, bro. It says,
and when the,
oh, my bad.
Salak. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna finish this out real quick. Let's finish this out real quick. It says, and when the king was come again from the places of Sicilia, the Israelites that were in the city and certain of the Greeks that abhorred the fact also complained because Onias was slain without cause, cut off not for himself, was slain without cause. complaining of the unjust murder of Onias. All right, one more. This is and being kindled with anger, and forthwith he took away Andronicus his purple and rent off his clothes, and leading him through the whole city until that very place where he had committed impiety against Onias, there slew he the cursed murderer. Thus Yahweh rewarded him his punishment as he had deserved. So even other nations were mad about the killing of Onias, who was cut off, but not for himself, not for his own iniquity, but because Jason, Menelaus, Andronicus, Simon wanted to bring in Hellenism, Greek philosophy. And this is during the time of the abomination of desolation. I'm gonna stop sharing. Shalom, LaRock. Shalom, Dan.
Khan, I just wanted to say, I don't know exactly the words I'm looking for, but it's like it's serious and it's a sad thing. You know what I mean? Because we have ancestors who died trying to preserve righteousness. You know what I'm saying? They killed Onias for what reason? For you to fight for Jeebus. Why the hell are you adopting this idol? Why the hell are you trying to fight for this thing? Why are you trying to preserve this wickedness amongst our people? You know what I'm saying? It's like there's factual evidence of people bleeding, of people dying for for the cause. Not just for the cause, for what's right, for what's correct. And that's why brothers and sisters that are connected with this thing, or I'm not gonna say like connected with it, but brothers and sisters who are so inclined into idolatrous ways, into Hellenistic practices, whether that be in the form of Jeebus or in the form of shit. It says it right there. They wanted to build gymnasiums and practice wrestling.
Literally.
And Onias died for that. Think about it. Think about it. He died because they wanted to practice wrestling.
One of the brothers said the mic is low. Who is it? Which one?
Is it mine?
I don't know. I can hear you fine.
Yeah, I can hear you fine as well. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Dan said our volume low.
It could be you, Dan.
I don't know.
Could be, but in the chat is low. I don't know exactly.
I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah, and also I got some backup information as well. I'm gonna show real quick so we can go ahead and
I got some more verses for on the account of how we're Yasharal. You know what I mean? Whenever you're ready.
Come on, bro. I just want to get this out real quick. Can you see it, bro? But it says says according to the above text, when Nebuchadnezzar took Jerusalem in 587 BC, there would allow 390 years of era of wrath. 587 and 390 equal 197. Then at about 197 BC, a root of planting had blossomed for Yashael, possessing the land, and after 20 years of groping blindly, they received one who would teach the law correctly. They would call him the teacher of righteousness, who was also in Joel 2:23, Hosea 10 and 12, a true high priest of Zadokite lineage, as stated above. the possible founder of the Essene community of Qumran, which is not the Essene. I think the Essene is a Greek word. It's the Zadokite scrolls. But
Well, which means if any brothers are confused about what that means the Dead Sea Scrolls,
facts.
the scenes,
Come.
which is the Greek word the brother said, but that's what they call them, and not saying that's correct, but what the brother just said.
Because they call them the Essenes or the pious ones or the meek ones or like the ones at peace or the peaceable ones or the humble ones.
The Zadokites, sons of Zadok.
And it says the father of Onias III was Simon II, who died in 199 BC. Onias III did not become high priest until 181 BC. These dates are very close to the 390 and 20 year timeline, give or take. Timeline stipulated in the Damascus document. Simon II was considered a pious man. Many scholars believed he was Simon the Just, who was highly praised in Sirach. But this one, it says, Simon II and Onias III himself were considered a legitimate high priest of Zadokite lineage. And Onias is called the anointed by the prophet, Daniel 9. How would Onias III become a rooted plant raised up by God to teach the law correctly and guide them in the way of his heart? Right? The journey would be a triumphant since with every plant there is a seed that dies. Right? So it says, we're considered legitimate high priests of Zadokite lineage. Right? Trying to get to the important parts. Meanwhile, Onias III, the legitimate high priest, the teacher of righteousness, became an outcast, perhaps even punished and pursued by his own brother Jason, who tried to pay Antiochus to assume the priesthood. But up here it says the founder of the Essene community, or you know what I'm saying, the Zadokite community, or the Qumran community, right? It was Zadokites. Or Onias III was a Zadokite, you know what I'm saying, Levite priest. He was a high priest, the teacher of righteousness. I got some.
I got something to back you up real quick, brother.
Come on, brother. Oh, go ahead, bro.
No, I'm sorry. There's some background stuff. I'm trying to. Oh, okay. Because if these brothers don't want to believe, or if these guys don't want to believe the citation that we have, or the guys don't want to believe you know what I'm saying, the citation. They don't want to believe because of where the brother Davion's reading from, because maybe they may not believe where he's reading from is credible. I got it right here on Google, where everybody uses every damn day. It says Onias III, son of Simon II, was a high priest during the Second Temple period of Judaism. He is described in scriptures as a pious man who opposed Hellenization of Judea, who opposed the Hellenization of Judea. He was succeeded by his brother Jason. So yeah,
and then remember in the Apocrypha, right? He got Menelaus brought more money to the king to get the high priest, the priesthood from him, from Jason. So Jason didn't even get the priesthood. He fled. Hold on, I'm gonna get to where is it? Just had it. There we go. Right. I mean, and also there's more information I wanted to bring out, but we can get out like our last points, or we can start up another one soon, or like tomorrow or something, or we can just get all the information out right now. It's up to you, brother.
We've been on for a little bit, and it's been great to share with the people some of our views and some of our just some information that refutes the just outrageous crap we've been hearing. You know what I'm saying? Just like the blood curdling crap we've been hearing. And we're gonna continue to fight against some of these ideas and these fake ass doctrines. And we're gonna continue to try to provide truth to the brothers and sisters who are willing to seek it or who are willing to listen. You know what I'm saying? And I want to thank the brother Davion and brother Shalom also for coming on. The brother's not on right now, for taking part in this, because it was just boiling my spirit to just see all the sheer fuckery going on in our people. And I really did want to make some heads fly yesterday after having to witness and go through all that bull crap. You know what I'm saying? After researching and understanding what happened to Ananias III, you know what I'm saying, and with his family, and what happened with the priesthood intricately, and not by secondhand knowledge, knowing what happened intricately is heartbreaking. Because that's what we're seeing today amongst our brothers and sisters constantly. You backstabbing ass dudes are freaking spineless, weak trash. And that's just is what it is. I'm tired of all these coon ass dudes, man. I'm sorry, but I'm tired of them. Shalom to the brother Jojo in the chat. Shalom to the brother LaRock. Shalom to the family.
Shalom. LaRock said, good lesson, brethren. Salute. 7 royalty. Yahweh Kai, brother. I wanted to get this real quick. Hold on. I just got a few things to bring out. Says this is, you know what I'm saying? This is says facts about the Dead Sea Scrolls. You know what I'm saying? But says I wanted to get to the important ones. The Isaiah scroll, found relatively intact, is 1,000 years older than any previously known copy of Isaiah. In fact, the scrolls are the oldest group of so-called Old Testament. There's no Old or New Testament. It's just a testimony, the 10 Commandments, the Torah, manuscripts ever found. The oldest. Then right here, this is what I wanted. It says the Dead Sea Scrolls were most likely written by the Essenes or the Pious Ones or the Qumran community or the Zedekites during the period from 200 BC to 68 CE AD. The Essenes are mentioned by Josephus and in a few other sources, but not in the New Testament. The Essenes were a strict Torah observant, messianic, apocalyptic bastard wilderness, new covenant. Come on, man. They were led by a priest they called the teacher of righteousness, Onias III, who was opposed and possibly killed by the establishment priesthood in Jerusalem. Which he fled to Daphne. He fled to Daphne and was killed by was it Menelaus? That's who killed him. He was cut off, but not for himself.
Innocent blood being spilt, which is why we suffered, which is why our nation and our tribes suffer the way we suffer. It's because we're so willing to allow this type of crap to happen.
Right? Crazy, man.
Terrible.
But
they would have look, they want to stop Saul from trying to kill David. Only select few people it helped him. It was Yahweh who preserved David's soul alive. Our people are too willing to let this type of crap happen. Too willing. It's sad.
Come on, bro. But hold on. Hold on. I know I said this is the last, but I actually got a couple more. But just bear with me. This is more about the Zedekiah. I'm just gonna read from the Zedekiah scrolls, and then I got another verse I wanted to bring out, and then we can close it. Shut the screen.
After you, brother, man. I got 2 verses in the Torah that I want to end on. I want to end on it with the Torah.
All right, cool. Damn. Hold on. What page is that? Man, these pages are all messed up. I think you read something similar to this earlier, brother. In the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Bring it out. I may or may not have.
All right. It says it's page 79 of the Dead Sea Scrolls, collection 5. This is the rule of the men of the community who freely volunteer to convert from all evil and to keep themselves steadfast in all he commanded in compliance with his will. They should keep apart from the congregation of the men of injustice in order to constitute a community in law and possessions and acquiesce to the authority of the sons of Zadok, the priests who safeguard the covenant, the Torah, and to the authority of the multitude of the men of the community, those who persevere steadfastly in the covenant. Right? Says, by their authority decision, by lot shall be made in every affair involving the law, property, and judgment to achieve together truth and humility, justice and uprightness, compassionate, love, seemly behavior in all their paths. No one shall walk in the stubbornness of his heart or stiff neck or hard-hearted in order to go astray, following his heart and his eyes and the musings of his inclination. Bear with me. All right, not that much left. It says, instead he should circumcise in the community the foreskin of his tendency, or remove the barriers of your heart and of his stiff neck, in order to lay the foundation of truth for Yashael, which is the Torah, for the community of the eternal covenant. Eternal covenant. What's the covenant? The Torah, the Ten Commandments. They should make atonement for all who freely volunteer for holiness in Aaron, and for the house of truth in Yashael, and for those who join them for community, lawsuit, and judgment, to proclaim as guilty as all those who trespass the decree. Let me skip down right here. All right. Says, whoever enters the council of the community enters the covenant of God in the presence of all who freely volunteer. He shall swear with a binding oath to revert to the Torah of Moses according to all that he commanded with whole heart and whole soul, in compliance with all that has been revealed of it to the sons of Zadok, the priests who keep the covenant and interpret his will, and to the multitude of the men of their covenant who freely volunteer together for this truth and to walk according to his will. He should swear by the covenant to be segregated from all the men of injustice who walk along the path of wickedness, for they are not included in his covenant, since they have neither sought nor examined his decrees in order to know the hidden matters in which they err, by their own fault, and because they treated revealed matters with disrespect. This is why wrath will rise up for judgment in order to effect revenge by the curses of the covenant, in order to administer fierce punishments for everlasting annihilation, without there being any remnant. Says revert to the Torah of Moses. What verse is that? 8.
Oh, there, you there, bro? I was
Con,
supposed to say.
Con. It says revert to the law of Moses, the Torah. So that's all. That's the last thing I wanted to bring out. And then yeah, brother, if you had any other verses you wanted to bring out.
Salag, for the noise in the background and stuff. But I did have some scriptures I wanted to bring out. Actually, 1 second.
The illegitimate high priest was Jason and Menelaus, and they wanted to pay the king for the priesthood. They were never supposed to be priests.
All right.
And they
Well,
wanted to bring in Hellenistic philosophy and to teach our people the heathen customs.
it's exactly what they wanted to do. They implanted that system,
Facts.
poisoned us, poisoned us through our water systems. Technically, like, you know, the Tower water wisdom. You know what I mean?
Because water could also be represented as teachings.
Con. And that's how they seized Jerusalem. They stopped up the rivers running through it with boulders. They starved us out. You know what I mean? And then they sieged. But that's talk. That's me talking. But the brother Davion has provided some like impeccable information regarding the Maccabees and Onias the third as well as Onias the fourth. And when it comes to Menelaus, Jason, when it comes to all these guys, you know what I'm saying? He's provided the information for you right here. He just read it. He just cited it. We just put it. We read it through multiple different sources. You know what I mean? I got these two verses here in the Torah I want to bring out, but did you have something else, brother? What you say?
No, I was just gonna say, man, first and foremost, praise Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? To even learn about our heritage and to keep the Torah. You know what I'm saying? To get back to doing what we were doing. You know what I'm saying? And also, Onias the fourth, he went into Egypt and built a temple. So sometimes when you're doing research, right, on Onias the third, they'll get Onias the third and Onias the fourth mixed up. They'll say they'll think Daniel 9 is talking about Onias the fourth, or they'll be like, if I'm not mistaken, they'll be like, Onias went in and built a temple in Egypt. That was his son, Onias the fourth, who did that. And if I'm not mistaken, it was Leontopolis. He built a temple there. So that's just more like information and facts that Onias the third existed. He had children. He had a son. Where's Jeeeeebbuuussssss children? He ain't got none. And ain't no damn Jesus nowhere in the Torah. And Yahweh Shah taught the Torah. That's it. That's it. Ain't no damn logos, no damn Paul Jesus. Ain't you know what I'm saying? Ain't none of that in the Torah, man. All right, go ahead, brother.
Nah, brother, I mean, it's passion. It's like when we can't get a word in edgewise against some of these idiots, you know, during other times when we can't refute these dudes like how we want, you know, and they're just coming out of their heart with all the witchcraft and with all the damn just no real refutation, slander, and just illegitimate information. You know what I'm saying? Not even the fact that it's illegitimate, but they literally just saying this out of their ass. You know what I mean? Not even according to scripture, not according to nobody that they can find on the internet, not anything. You don't need to be able to. I'm not saying it needs to be according to anybody else, but it ain't backed by scripture. It ain't backed by someone else's opinion. So it's coming out your own heart. And I ain't saying that brothers ain't got the capability of, you know what I'm saying, like you know, coming to understanding within themselves. But my nigga, when you going off real hard and you slandering everybody and you just acting like a real what's the word? A real lack of an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Less of that which we set out to be. Not honorable, not kind, not just a straight up dickhead. You're perpetuating these Hellenistic ways on us. It says here in the Dead Sea Scrolls, this is a page. It says the community, page 2, and it says they were to be truthful, humble, just, upright, charitable, modest. You know what I'm saying? And it says they were to watch in the community for a third of every night, right? For a third of every night of the year, to read the book and to study the law and to bless each other, right? These dudes are obviously not doing any of this. They're not being truthful. They're not being humble. They're not being just. They're not being upright. They're not being charitable. They're not being modest. They're not opening up their Torah every for a third of every night to try to do anything. These niggas are just.
That's because they hate the Torah.
They hate the Torah. They want to be Canaanites. They want Israel to be in South Africa. Here, let me close my Torah for a second. You are some backward ass piece of shit ass coon ass niggas. That's all I'm hearing from any of these weak ass niggas. And that's the truth.
Coon, know what I'm saying?
Coon, you cooning.
Straight coons, just like Simon, Menelaus,
Jason, these Hellenistic ass niggas. That's what y'all are. Cooning. And I'm telling you, if we ever get you niggas in the wilderness, y'all done. Not because of me, not because of Brother D, not because of because Yahweh's gonna kill you niggas. Death. Fuck what we gotta say. Yahweh's gonna take care of you guys. I'm telling you this right now. You South Israel, South Africa, you Canaanite, you motherfucking black as everything ass niggas. I'm telling you this right now. Yahweh's gonna take care of you niggas. He's going to take care of you. Because y'all don't want to use your heads, y'all don't want to use your eyes, y'all don't want to use your tongues for anything else but slander and foul shit. You're a waste of a motherfucking space. And I'm tired of niggas like you all fucking coming on our platforms and disrespecting our elders and shit. Disrespecting the Torah and disrespecting the other brothers who got faith, who got some fucking heart to say the truth. I'm tired of you weak ass niggas. All you niggas. Right. And that's just the truth. And that's just the truth. No more of that bullshit of these fake dudes trying to come on and start confusion and nah, nigga, you gonna shut up and you gonna listen to reason, or you just gonna get the hell up out of here. Cause in real life, we'll knock your ass the fuck out. I don't give a fuck how tall you are. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Your ass is getting dropped. When the scriptures are being brought out and you constantly denying them and you constantly not confronting the information being put forth, you constantly slandering, you constantly talking over brothers, your ass is getting knocked the fuck out or you getting fucking dealt with. That's little kid ass shit. I'm not a kid no more. Nigga, we grew up. That's some old kid ass shit.
Now I was gonna say the dude that was on, I don't know what the fuck his name. I honestly don't fucking care. But whoever the dude was that came on Judah channel, who was yelling and shit, talking about the land is in South Africa. Bruh, the land ain't in no fucking South Africa. And he was being disrespectful to brothers that's way older than him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, you respect your elders. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think at the age of 50 is like an elder. But I'm saying, like, bro, they older than you. You should show some respect. He ain't had no respect for nobody. No respect for Yahweh's word. No respect. You know what I'm saying? These dudes just out here fucking blind. Just deaf, dumb, and blind. Like it says, Yashael is deaf, dumb, and blind. The Torah is how we wake up and coming back to Yahweh. But, I mean, our people just don't give a fuck. Our people don't care. And it don't care. They don't care, man. And I ain't saying, I'm you know what I'm saying? Those who don't want to listen to the Torah, those who don't want to listen to the truth, they just don't care. What else is there to say? They're comfortable in their folly, how they living. They're comfortable. They don't want to change. They don't want no improvement. They don't want to elevate the mind and the spirit. You just gonna be a base ass nigga, motherfucking snake. It says our bellies are stuck to the earth like a snake. We have to elevate from that. So it's like, man, it's
Con,
crazy. It's crazy.
no, old dude definitely had me ready to chuck a rock at somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, these dudes was coming on with the foulest of 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 energies. You know what I mean? And that's just worn the hell out, man. That's worn out, my dude. And I ain't gonna drag it on.
No, I feel you. Now it's like the same arguments, the same falsehood they try to put out, and man, it's just crazy, bruh.
Confusion and discourse, and it's all for the sake of what? For the sake of what? We out here trying to prove to you the Torah is true and is righteous and beneficial, so that you may benefit from it, so that we as a nation may benefit from it. This is of no intentional detrimental anything. This is wholly for the benefit of us as a people. There's obstacles in every path, but with the Torah, all can be overcome. But as long as we're not grounded in our heritage, we'll stumble over everything.
Facts.
We'll stumble over stupid niggas saying Jerusalem's in South Africa. Nigga, what?
Or if fucking Jesus is in the Torah. You will never find Jesus in the Torah. See fucking logos, Greek shit, man. Like, literally,
these old dudes and all this stuff. This just crazy. Where can you find Yahoo in the Torah?
Nowhere. It's a wah. It's Yahweh. You don't get an O sound from a wah.
Yeah, a yod, a ha, a wah, and a ha. What's the pronunciation?
Yahweh.
There's only one pronunciation. You know what I mean? And these dudes they out here trying to do whatever they can to blaspheme and just bring guilt and sin upon us as a nation. You shameful dudes, man. You just some shameful dudes. And I hope the Most High deals with you.
Facts.
But
any enemy of Yahweh is my enemy. So they want to talk slick and all that bullshit, whatever. Nigga, TK gonna stand up for the Torah. We gonna stand up for Yahweh.
And we're gonna let it be known what the truth is. You know what I'm saying? And that's if you niggas like it or not. My dude, it's just simple. I'm gonna get these verses out and I'm gonna stop holding on. This gonna be Kings chapter 1 verse 8, and it says this for all these niggas out here saying that we're not Israel and that that we gotta be like Gentiles or something. The like what that dude was saying. The brother Shalom was on some dude channel today. The dude name, I forgot the dude's name, something to God.
Faithful
and he was
to
like,
God.
Yeah, he was like the New Testament gives validity to the Old Testament, which is completely obscene. Like, it's crazy like that we're hearing. That's just like pissing me off. It's pissing us off hearing stupid like that. Like, you know what I mean? So this is for those dudes. If anybody else who's saying that we Canaanites or we're not Israelites or whatever the hell they saying. Verse First Kings chapter 8 verse 46, and it says, when they sin against you, for there's no man who never sins, and you become angry with them, and you deliver them to an enemy, their captors that take them captive to the enemy's land far away or nearby, and they take it to heart in the land where they were taken captive, and they repent and supplicate to you in the land of their captors, saying, we have sinned, we have been iniquitous, we have been wicked, and they return to you with all their heart and with all their soul in the land of their enemies who had captured them, and pray to you by way of their land that you gave to their forefathers, by the way of the city that you have chosen, and through the temple that I have built for your name. May you hear their prayer and their supplication from heaven, the foundation of your abode, and carry out their judgment, and forgive your people who have sinned against you, and all the transgressions that they have transgressed against you, and let them inspire mercy before their captors, so that they will not treat them mercifully. Verse 51, for they are your people and your heritage, whom you have taken out of the land of whom you've taken out of Egypt, from the midst of the iron furnace. May your eyes thus be upon the supplication of your servant and the supplication of your people, Yasharal, to listen to them whenever they are out, whenever they call out to you. For you have separated them you have separated them for yourself as a heritage from all the peoples of the earth, as you spoke through your servant Moses, when you took our forefather out of Egypt, O Adonai Yahweh Alayawan. So this is Solomon's prayer unto the Most High. He's asking the Most High to recognize the temple as a sign of supplication and prayer to him from wherever we are on the planet, and that he will hear our supplication when facing, or when in tune or facing the temple uh in the heart, mind, and soul. So that gives validity to us being scattered abroad because of our sins. That shows you that Yahweh is the one we've sinned against. And it shows you that Yahweh is the one that we return to, who will break our yoke, who will not capture, who will save us, who will be our salvation. It is Yahweh and his Torah. We don't got nothing to do with no Greek idols. No, nothing to do with none of that. And I'm going to prove that through one more verse. It's going to be Psalms chapter 50. And this is for any of you great Bacchus wine drinking motherfuckers that want to be high off that Jeeeeebbbbuuussssss juice, and who don't want to get off of it, no matter what color, what nationality, or what damn language it's in. Y'all just stuck on the Hellenism. You're stuck on it, stuck on the Hellenism. No matter what language, verse, no matter, I said verse, I meant to say race or color, or no matter what piece of stone or wood you relate them with. Y'all stuck on it. And I'm gonna show you here. The Most has nothing to do with your vain sacrifices, aka Jeeeeebbbbuuussssss. Psalms chapter 50, verse 8. I shall not rebuke you for your sacrifices, nor are your burnt offerings my constant concern. I take not from your household any bull, nor from your pens any goat. For mine is every beast of the forest, the cattle of 1,000 mountains. I know every bird of the mountains, and what creeps upon my fields is with me. Even were I hungry, I would not tell you, for mine is the world in its fullness. Right? For mine is the world and its fullness. Do I eat the flesh of bulls and drink the blood of goats? Offer God confession, then redeem your vows to the Most High, and call upon me in the day of distress. I will release you, and you will honor me. But to the wicked, God said, to what purpose do you recount my decree and bear my covenant upon your lips? For you hate discipline, and you threw my words behind you. If you saw a thief, you agreed to be with him, and with adulterers was your lot. You dispatched your mouth for evil, and your tongue adheres to deceit. You sit and speak against your brother, you slander your mother's son. These have you done, and I keep silent. You thought I was like you. I will rebuke you, lay it clearly before your eyes. Understand this now, you whom have forgotten God, lest I tear you asunder, and there be none to rescue. He who offers confession honors me, and the one who orders his way, I will show him the salvation of God. He who orders his way, I will show him the salvation of God.
Con.
You niggas are not even a fraction of a pinch of an ounce of worth of shit. Trying to perpetuate that Jeeeeebbbbuuussssss on the no. Yahweh said, he who orders his way, I will show him the salvation of God. Where's Bacchus in that? We ain't nowhere. Where's Jeeeeebbbbuuussssss in that? He's nowhere.
Facts.
It's you and the Most High in order. You know what I'm saying? That's what's in between you niggas and the Most High. Order. Nigga, not Jeeeeebbbbuuussssss, not Black Jeeeeebbbbuuussssss, not IUIC Jeeeeebbbbuuussssss, not Sakari Jeeeeebbbbuuussssss. But if we've been, you know what I'm saying, if we've been true and honest about Israelite culture, you know, it's us, it's the Levites, the priest, and then the Most High. There are buffer between. But in true reality, for you to return to the Most High doesn't take anyone else. It takes you, your own mind, heart, and soul. So
says seek Yahweh with all your heart and with all your soul. And what Yahweh tell Joshua, do not deviate to the left or to the right, but to hold on, I'm gonna go to it, even though I read it earlier, but it's one of my favorite verses. And then I got a couple more verses, and then it says Joshua 1 verse 8, this book of the Torah shall not depart from your mouth, rather you should contemplate it day and night, in order that you observe to do according to all that is written in it, for then you will make your way successful, and then you will act wisely. But it also says, behold, I have commanded you, be strong and courageous. Do not fear and do not lose resolve, for Yahweh your God is with you wherever you will go. Be strong and courageous, endure, withstand. You know what I'm saying? But my bad, brother. I ain't know if you was done or not.
Khan, bro, I actually found another verse while you were reading. It's just something else that goes great with it. This is going to be Daniel 9, chapter 9. Daniel 9, verse 9. It says, to Adonai, our God, belongs compassion. So like Adonai means our God. I'm sorry. To Adonai belongs compassion and forgiveness, for we have rebelled against him. Verse 10. And we did not heed the voice of Yahweh, our God, to follow his teachings, which we put before us through the which he put before us through the hand of his servants, the prophets. All Yasharal has transgressed your Torah and has deviated, not heeding your voice, so that the curse and the oath that are written in the Torah of Moses, servant of God, has been poured out upon us, for we have sinned against him. He upheld his word that he spoke about us and about our judges who judged us, to bring upon us a great calamity, for under the entire heaven there had never been done as there had been done in Jerusalem. Just as is written in the Torah of Moses, all this calamity has come upon us, yet we have not entreated the countenance of Yahweh our God, to repent from our iniquities and to comprehend your truth. So it is what it is. It is what it is.
Back.
The Most High's word is powerful.
I got my last excuse me. I got my last few verses. This Ezekiel, I'm gonna start off in Ezekiel 36, and I'm gonna start at verse 22. Therefore, say to the house of Yashael, thus said Adonai Yahweh Elohim, it is excuse me, it is not for your sake that I act, O house of Yashael, but for my holy name that you have desecrated among the nations where you came. I will sanctify my great name that is desecrated among the nations, that you have desecrated among them. Then the nations will know that I am Yahweh, the word of Adonai Yahweh Elohim, when I become sanctified through you before their eyes. I will take you from among the nations and gather you from all the lands. I will bring you to your own soil. Then I will sprinkle pure water upon you, that you may become cleansed. I will cleanse you from all your contaminations and from all your idols. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you, or a new mind. I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh and give you a heart of flesh, to accept the words of the Torah. Bashar is the gospel, to hear the Torah. I will put my spirit within you, and I will make it so that you will follow my decrees and guard my ordinances and fulfill them. You will dwell in the land that I gave to your forefathers, and you will be a people to me, and I will be a God to you. I will save you from all your contaminations. I will summon the grain and increase it, and I will not inflict famine upon you. I will increase the fruit of the tree and the produce of the field, so that you will no longer be subject to the shame of hunger among the nations. Then you will remember your evil ways and your deeds that were not good, and you will be disgusted with yourselves in your own sight because of your iniquities and because of your abominations, which also goes back to Ezekiel 43 verse 10. Show Yashael the temple so they can be ashamed of all their iniquities. Verse 32, not for your sake do I act, the word of Adonai Yahweh Elohim. Let this be known to you. Be embarrassed and ashamed of your ways, O house of Yashael. And then I'm gonna go to Psalms 40. Psalms 40 verse 7, one of my favorite scriptures. Neither feast offering nor meal offering did you desire, but you opened ears for me. Burnt offering and sin offering you did not request. Then I said, behold, I have come with the scroll of the book that is written for me to fulfill your will, my God, do I desire. And your Torah is in my innards to internalize, to reflect, and to contemplate upon it, to observe, to keep watch, to safeguard. And then my last one. Oh, give me one second. 13. Yeah, hold on. All right, this is the last one. Just want to screen share real quick so y'all can see it. Habakkuk 3, verse 13. Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 13. You went forth to save your people, to save your anointed one. You crushed the head of the wicked. My bad. You crushed the head of the house of the wicked, laying bare the foundation to the neck. Selah. Then it says, Yatzaeth, which means to go forth. La Yasha'ah, to save. Amak, your people. La Yashah, to save or to rescue. Eth Mashayakak, your anointed, right? Shayak, Mashayak, with meditation, prayer, devotion to the Torah. Give me 1 second. Find my spot. Says Makazath, which means to plunge, to crush, or to destroy. Resh, which is the head or the top. Matbayath, house, or like of house. Rasha'ah, wicked, or the ungodly, or the evildoers. Arawath, Arawath, which is like make bare, or like naked, or like shame, but it's like to make bare. Yasawad, counsel or foundations. Ad, Zawa'er, Salah, which would be like until the neck. And Salah is like a pause, right? Uncovering the foundations, even unto the neck, right? But to save your anointed, devoted to the Torah, and hold on, this is the last. Says Makhazath, which means to plunge, Resh, the head, Matbayath, of the house, Rasha'ah, wicked, Arawath, and lay bare, Yasawad, which is like the foundations, but also counsel. Let me check that real quick. Make sure that's right.
I mean, the foundations, like spiritually, the foundations of anything is like this. It's it will just that. It's foundation. It's reason, or it's basis. It's strong upheld basis. Usually upheld with fact. You know what I'm saying?
Fact. That's like what it is. So Yasad, you can find this in Strong's 3245, which means to set, to found, sit down together, settle, consult, appoint, take counsel, establish, lay a foundation, instruct. Also means a foundation, also like the beginning, and then foundation, the bottom, or like preparing. But it says it lays bare the foundation of the wicked or shame. Like Yahweh annuls, you know what I'm saying? There is no counsel against Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, whatever, they're going to fall into their own pit. I mean, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? They fall into their self-made pit. They have like invented schemes that they cannot carry out. So
they've concocted these schemes. And think about it, brother D. Think about it. They've been trying to Hellenize and like brainwash our people since Rome.
Fact. Hey,
you know what I mean?
Hey,
and it's like they've got it so good to a point where these dudes are screaming Toby.
Hey, bro. Hey, man. I might as well show it. We've been on here for 3 hours. I said we were gonna end it, but hold on. I just wanted to get this out. But even before, right? Jeeeeebbbbuuussssss, it was Serapis, and they called themselves Christians. And there's a temple in Alexandria, if I'm not mistaken, it's Alexandria, devoted to Serapis. And they called themselves Christians.
You got you sharing it on the screen?
Well, I was gonna share this, but this is the creation of Jeeeeebbbbuuussssss. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the dude who wrote this is a Christian because he believe in, you know what I'm saying, he believe in Yahweh Shah, which all he did was teach the Torah. That's it. But he's still a Christian. But this is he's showing you the watch this. Why keep doing that? All right, it says it has often been said that truth is stranger than fiction. And this has never been truer than it relates this weighty subject. The man-made creation of Jesus Christ. Right?
Oh snap.
It appears that in AD 325, a new God was conceived within the black and white marble halls of Roman Catholicism, as you will soon discover. Right? Now, hold on, wait. Heraclitus, who they called the father of, who they called, if I'm not mistaken, they called him like the, hold on, let me see. I don't know, you can see it. Right? Heraclitus was regarded by Justin Martyr, one of the so-called fathers of the Catholic Church, as a Christian before Christ. Oh, wait, where was it? Right here. Right? White marble halls of Roman Catholicism. As soon you will discover the name Jeeeeebbbbuuussssss was apparently amalgamated from a long list of pagan god hopefuls. This name has been held as sacred above all others for nearly 1700 years, serving to unite the Roman Empire, yet its checkered past reveals its illegitimate beginnings. It is. My bad for the long pause. My bad. Bear with me. It says Jeeeeebbbbuuussssss is supposed to be the angelicized equivalent of the Greek Jesus, but really, if it is troubling to say the least. The English name Jeeeeebbbbuuussssss stems etymologically. I can't even say this word. Etymologically, from Jupiter, Zeus, the chief god of the ancient Greek Olympus, The coded occult appellation evolving from Jesus to Jesus, and then, you know what I'm saying, Jesus and Jesus. Some authorities who have spent their entire lives studying the origins of the names believe that Jeebus actually means, you know what I'm saying, El Zeus. For Jesus in Greek is El Zeus. That is i.e. translates as hell and Zeus as Zeus, right? Constantine's intention at Nicaea was to create an entirely new god for his empire who would unite all religious factions under one deity. Presbyters were asked to debate and decide who their god would be. Delegates argued among themselves, expressing personal motives for inclusion of particular writings that promoted the finer traits of their own special deity. Throughout the meeting, howling factions were immersed in heated debates, and the names of 53 gods were tabled for discussion. As of yet, no god had been selected by the council. Come on, man. Look at this. At the end of that time, Constantine returned to the gathering to discover that the presbyters had not agreed on a new deity, but had balloted down to a short list of 5 prospects: Caesar, Boiser, Krishna, Mithra, Horus, and Zeus. But he's also Serapis, right? Now watch this. Where is it, right? Who is Serapis? Guys, the worshippers of Serapis here are called Christians. And those who are devoted to the god Serapis call themselves bishops of Christ.
Oh snap.
Okay.
Oh snap. Starting to sound like starting to sound like the Maccabees, what the brothers was bringing out, starting to sound like the Hellenism, starting to sound like that stuff that them brothers on that podcast was bringing out that day. By those brothers, I mean Davion and Brother Z.
What you say, what, brother?
It's starting to sound pretty much like what I'm saying is what you're getting at with not what you're getting at, what you're reading here clearly in this text here is that the construction of Jeebus was implemented through the Romans. You know what I mean?
Look
and
at
through
this
there and right.
Oh, my bad, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off. This one's like man-made creation.
Mine is because it's just he's just Krishna. It's just that's what it is. You know what I mean? It's the amalgamated idol for everybody. You know what I mean? It's like that's all it is. And what just like what the brother said, he said they called themselves Christians and they went as bishops of Christ. These motherfuckers are some Greek Bacchus. There's some fucking Yu-Gi-Oh ass dudes.
Straight up, bro. Straight up.
And that's straight up. Bound down the pharaohs into Greeks. These dudes, if they ain't relying on Egypt or Esau, it's like they don't want it.
Right? Watch this. It says Constantine was the ruling spirit at Nicaea, and he ultimately decided upon a new god for them. To involve British factions, he ruled that the name of the Druid god, Jesus, be joined with the Eastern savior god, Krishna, and thus Eastern Krishna, Jeebus Geist, will be the official name of the new Roman god. A vote was taken, and it was with majority show of hands, both divinities become one god. Following long-standing heathen custom, Greek, Constantine used the official gathering and the Roman apotheosis decree to legally deify 2 deities as one, and did so by democratic consent. A new god was proclaimed and officially ratified by Constantine. And this is your Jeebus. But it's also Serapis and Horus, and like they said, that's what the guys that they took from. So come on, man. This foolishness. Hold on. I got one more. This is that logos bullshit, which is Greek.
Straight up.
But they try to say the word like manifests itself into like human form and shit. Come on, man.
The logos. What? The logos. What is logos? Is that a Greek term? I don't know. It's a Greek term, my dude. These dudes be screaming out shit they don't know about. Come on now. We read it in the Maccabees. The brother's reading it to you right now. It's idol worship.
Facts. Well, we gonna get to it. Says the second century apologists continued the same dialogue using the same key concepts. At the same time, the central Christian thrust of the prologue, the word became flesh, injected a new and unique element into the dialogue by holding fast to the idea of the incarnation of the Logos in the Messiah. Mainstream Christianity was able to maintain its distinctive testimony over all the competing cults and systems. In early
So,
usage,
brother, I think you muted out for a second. Can you reread that piece?
Oh, what happened? What happened?
Just reread the sentence that you were reading. You muted out for a second, I think.
Oh, my bad. Let me go back to it. I think this was it right.
And I just want to say, if I fall off right here, my phone, I think my phone's about to die.
I got you.
All right.
But nah,
if I fall off before we get in this.
I got you. Oh, I'm almost done. It says the second century apologists continued the same dialogue using the same key concepts. At the same time, the central Christian thrust of the prologue, the word became flesh, verse 14, injected a new and unique element into the dialogue by holding fast to the idea of the incarnation of the Logos in the Messiah. Mainstream Christianity was able to maintain its distinctive testimony over against all other competing cults of systems, right? Says right here, in early usage, the word logos meant word, discourse, language, account. The doctrine of the logos was a pagan invention originated by the Greek philosopher Heraclitus, who lived around 535, 475, before the Messiah was even born. But it was by this man that the theory of the logos appeared for the first time, because he was the first among the Greek philosophers to come up with this concept. Heraclitus was regarded as Justin Martyr, one of the so-called fathers of the Catholic Church, as a Christian before Geist. Serapis also, the worshippers of Serapis also called themselves Christians. Hold on. To Heraclitus, logos meant teaching in the common law as well as speech with the breadth of meaning of the word logos. Heraclitus had the whole field of meaning in mind in each individual use of the word which contrasts the objects with one another. The relationships which exist simultaneously between the objects, the law, which underlines these relationships, a common law, in fact, including human beings, and the demand which grows out of the law common to all men for appropriate behavior. Man. Watch this. The concept of the logos appears in the writing of the Stoics, and it is especially by them, the pagan philosophers, that the theory doctrine of the logos was developed. God, according to them, did not make the world an artisan does his work, but instead he made it wholly penetrating all matters, that God is the demiurge of the universe. According to them, the logos is the same time of force and law in the line of their reasoning. The Stoics made different gods personification of the logos, Zeus, and all above Hermes. Come on, man. Ain't nothing but some Greek bullshit. That's all it is. It's Greek Hellenism. Our people need to stop cooning.
It's Greek trash, my dude. It's Hellenism.
Crazy, man.
This shit's so evil. Like, just listen to it. Just listen to the terminology in it. Hellenism, my dude. Like, I mean, like, that's not in the hell is not in the Torah, but the hell if they don't have you know, some pretty descriptory you know what I'm saying, words when it comes to like their practices and the things that they've implemented upon other peoples, especially upon the Jews, not people, the quote unquote Jews in Judea or in Jerusalem during the time of the Roman and Hasmonean persecutions. You know what I mean? It's like It's bullshit. And our people, that's like, man, you wouldn't be. I don't know. It's like you're fighting to prove nothing in the benefit of us. It's like by you fighting for Jeebus or trying to prove that it's for us or that there's no way to get to the Most High through yourself, but through some other man that didn't exist but existed, who wasn't a man but who was a man, and who was here but who ain't here no more. It's like it's some bullshit. It's a concoction that they made.
Facts, bro. Hey, nah, this my last verse I wanted to bring out. But the brother said, word for the foundation again. It was Yasawad, which is also Yasad. You can find it in Strong's, I think 3-4. Hold on, give me 1 second. Actually, Strong's 3245. That's Yasad. Foundation also means counsel or instruction. But yeah.
What was the word for salvation again?
Yasha'ah.
Yasha'ah. I thought so.
Yeah.
Because basically what I'm saying is, the reason I wanted to know that is because dudes be saying like salvation is like the name for Jeebus or something, or I don't know, but it's some stupid they try to use the word salvation. The actual word in the language for salvation is not, it's not some Greek fabrication. You know what I mean? It's just crazy to me. I don't know. I'm just thinking about all the different we've heard over the last 2 days. And if I had a book that I can write down all the shit that I heard, so we can just like go through it and just list the astronomically like ridiculous that we heard, like we can go into all of it. But right now in this video we've done just kind of like a rough overview of everything that's happened, as well as you know what I'm saying, refuting some points and providing some information for some other stuff. But it's just some bullshit.
Facts,
you know,
bro.
That our brothers are willing to perpetuate this Greek Bacchus, fucking this Greek, this fucking Roman drinking idol, this Serapis Christus bullshit on our people. To this day, my dude, they still to this day, bro. So it's like I don't know. All the scriptures support the information that we've been providing, and you know, the information that we've brought from other sources that also supported the scriptures. So I don't know. Any of these dudes want the smoke, I guess they can get it, because shit, and get knocked out first round, my dude.
Hey, bro, man, we'll drop the link.
We'll drop the link, you know, and we're not gonna let you try to over talk us on our channel, my dude. You gonna talk, we gonna talk. There will be no bullshit. So shalom. I'm gonna say shalom to brother D. I want to say halaliyah, Dawada Yahweh Adonai, for allowing us to be here today and allow for us to make this video to try to provide for information to the brothers and sisters. I thank everybody who's come on and who's been active and who's been listening. I want to thank the brothers in the chat. Brother LaRock, he was definitely dropping a lot of verses. Brother Vanya, Brother Jojo, all his brothers in the chat. And yeah, may Yahweh be with us as we go through these upcoming days. I pray that we can continue to bring videos to you brothers and sisters like this, or ones maybe a little shorter than this. You know, they can edify you and it can really raise your spirits when it comes to being in opposition to these dumbass dudes who ain't got no damn sense or information to back up anything what they're saying. So, you know, that's all I gotta say. Yahweh Akkad, shalom to the brothers and sisters. Shalom.
Hey, shalom, brother. Yahweh Akkad. I just wanted to bring out this last verse and I'm gonna close it down. It's Isaiah 2, verse 1. The prophecy that Isaiah, son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. It will happen in the end of days. The mountain of the temple of Yahweh will be firmly established as the head of mountains, and it will be exalted above the hills, and all the nations will stream to it. Many peoples will go and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the temple of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For from Zion will the Torah come forth, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. He will judge among the nations and will settle the arguments of many peoples. They will beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation will not lift sword against nation, and they will no longer study warfare. And I'm going to read verse 5. O house of Jacob, come, let us walk by the light of Yahweh. So, which, you know what I'm saying? Also the Torah, which is also like enlightenment. And the word for, well, you got a couple words for enlightenment. Like shaman also means like oil, like olive oil, or the oil of illumination. And then
when you said that illumination, it made me think a hall. I know I said that already once today, but it means to shine as well. And that's like the dwelling. And the dwelling, like the dwelling place of the Most High, or the dwelling place of Jacob is the tabernacle. You know what I mean? And it's like you know, be illuminated by the tabernacle, by the dwelling place of the Most High, which is the Torah. You won't find Yahweh's name anywhere else. It's in the Torah, you know what I mean? It's in the commandments, and that's it. All other sources are either done by man or, like, you know, not necessarily permitted.
Facts. But yeah, shalom to everybody on the chat. Shalom to the brothers that came on to the panel. Brother Shalom. Shalom to that brother as well. Shalom, and shout out to Judah. And you know what I'm saying? Shout out to General Avanya. Shalom Jojo. Shalom Zia. Shalom Dan.
Brother, what did Brother Jojo say? He said, Shalom family, stay safe on your journey, everyone. Watch out for these damn heathens and keep the Torah and Yahweh in your heart and soul. Yahweh Kai, brothers and sisters, Shalom. Brother Larock, he said, Shalom, Yahweh Kai, Zechariah 14:9. Brother Dan, he said, right on, Jojo. Shalom. Kinsey Cat says, Shalom. So Shalom. We appreciate all the support, and if any of you brothers and sisters ever want to come on and, you know what I'm saying, put forth your information, feel free. Yeah, and I do want to say shout out to TK, shout out to the brother Judah Naz for holding it down, always having to combat these ridiculously idiotic ass dudes, having dudes try to come on this platform trying to talk nonsense and wolf like they big, but they not. Shout out to brother Judah.
Shout out to brother Judah. You know what I'm saying? Been putting in work straight up. You be having like 7-hour long live streams. Straight up. Hey, but I mean, hey, when you get the spirit to teach, you know, is what, you know what I'm saying? You bring out the Torah. You know what I'm saying?
We sitting on what, 4 hours almost? Shoot, when they get going, they just get going.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And when you got crazy harebrained ass dudes on like he had yesterday, man, nah, man, like that was crazy, you know. Straight nonsense. It was unethical. It was uncalled for. Dudes was all out of pocket. That's crazy. That's just a bad example for us as a people. You know what I mean? Dudes can't even come together and talk.
Fact. Hey, I'm gonna read the verse LaRock they put in the chat, and then I'm gonna close it down. I know I said that like 3 times.
No, you good. You good.
Zechariah 14:9. Yahweh will be king over all the land. On that day, Yahweh will be one, and his name will be one. Yahweh Kai. That's it.
Yahweh Kai.
Shalom.